everybody. Welcome to the Potting Show.
Yes, welcome to YouGarden TV. I'm always happy when Bex is wearing her rainbow jumper.
Of course. Do you know I've got 3 to choose from now? I love my rainbow jumper.
I think this is my favourite. But it is lovely to be with you. I mean, what a great week we've had weather-wise. And that means we've actually got summer bedding for you today.
Yeah, some really good ones. The anti-rhinums, they did get promoted onto the favourites table. We knew that from Thursday, didn't we? You went nuts for those.
And we've got Asaphinia petunias coming up, we've got gazanias, so loads and loads of summer bedding, different sizes as well, including the pro plugs that you can grow on. Over there, I'm looking, we've actually got my favourite jumbo fuchsias.
Oh, Shaun sent his pictures of the jumbo fuchsias, so we'll be showing those in a little while. I know lots of you, Eleanor, isn't it, who sent us the pictures previously, have had amazing success with those.
And all we can say is, I hope you can join us for the next 3 hours. We'd love you to be part of the live, so you can join us. You can email us ygtv@yougarden.com. You can chat with us on Facebook and, of course, on YouTube. And if you are new to the live stream, we are here every Thursday and Sunday. On a Sunday, we're currently 9:30 to 12:30. But postage is free. So postage is absolutely free on everything. Now, we do have a special offer code. And what that does, it unlocks all the different promotions. It will give you free postage, but it is very important that you add that code to your basket. And there it is, it's YGTV 1025. Bex is in charge of all the correspondence.
I am.
Only because she's slightly better with tech than me.
I mean, I'm struggling at the moment because I can't see anything in the chat right now.
Can you not?
And I'm sure you're there. So I will have a little... Yeah, apparently Werner's in, Neil's in, Jay's in. You're all there. I'll find you in a second, I promise. But I've seen the emails that you've sent, though. So Ali G... Alison.
What a name.
I love that.
Alison Green, is it?
Alison Green. Ali G. She's in. She's sent us her emails. Dingo, I've seen your message as well. Shaun sent me some pictures, so we will get to show those. If you want to email, I will sort out my tech skills. It's ygtv@yougarden.com.
Now, one other thing that I did want to mention, if you are not a member of our discount club, because we always get new viewers every single live, then you can join today, and for £10 a year on auto renew, which you can cancel, of course, at the end of the 12 months, you will get a 15% discount on all of the plants and compost and pots every single time that you shop with us. And you can actually join the club and make those savings in your very first order. We'll tell you more about it later, but you don't just get 15% off all of our plants and compost. You get £20 worth of vouchers. You get 2 postage vouchers that you can use on our website. So there's loads of benefits from joining the club. And that's why you're going to see 2 different prices on the screen.
Yes. I hope you're creating your list. I started creating my list on Thursday, and I will definitely be placing an order after the live today. The Himalayan Blue Poppy is on my list.
I've got that.
I'm gonna do it this year.
I've got
definitely doing it.
I've got a few little tips on how to grow that, actually. Because I killed a couple to start with, but then I had success. It happens.
That's what we do.
Yeah, even to the best of us. Right, let's start off, though, with a stunning offer on our hardy ceanothus. Bex and I didn't have time to show this on Thursday, but we have got them today, and it's a brilliant double-up deal where if you put 2 in your basket, you'll get them for just $49.99, postage included, of course, and it is the gorgeous Ceanothus Standard California Lilac Tree. I think one of the most beautiful standards we do here at YouGarden, by far.
I mean, we always talk about how good we are at standards, and I do think it's one of our specialities, isn't it, at YouGarden? But this one is stunning. It's evergreen, obviously, so you've always got all that luscious foliage. And just check out the top of there, because you will be able to see look many
at these
buds. Once you get in and you have a look, you will see all of those buds that are just waiting to burst open into those beautiful blue flowers that you can see there.
I was in my mum's garden yesterday, and her ceanothus, she hasn't got the standard, but it is this variety, and it covered in buds. And the lovely thing, and these normally flower sort of like May time, you don't just get a few, you just get this carpet of colour, this beautiful lilac sea that the pollinators love. But they're stunning, aren't they?
They are stunning. I think they are a standout, and particularly once you see it in full bloom like that, it's going to be amazing. I like the fact that you can actually plant these in, pots or in the ground. We always talk about gardening for everyone at YouGarden, and that is what we believe in. So it doesn't matter the size of your garden. You could just have a sunny balcony, and you would be able to grow these in a pot on that balcony.
And when we say standard, I know a lot of you will know this, but it's when a plant has been either grafted or grown to have that tall stem and then that lollipop shape. And I always think with standards, it increases the space in your garden because then you're looking at working more three-dimensionally rather than two-dimensionally, because you can always underplant these, and even if they're in your beds and borders or in pots, you can underplant them with beautiful, beautiful summer bedding as well. Things like we've got our Busy Lizzies, our impatiens coming up.
Yeah, they'd be great, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
I've seen these sort of, and different standards as well, like Salix Flamingo and a few others, but if you were to get these and plant them in your border against a fence somewhere, I've seen that, and I think that looks absolutely beautiful. And then, because nobody looks at a fence and thinks it's pretty, do they? So you can sort of cover that up a little bit. But then in between and underneath, plant other things, whether you're going to change that over seasonally with your bedding, or you could plant other perennials underneath as well, like geranium Roseanne, for example.
Oh, that'd look nice.
Rambling underneath here would be incredible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and there's a chance it'd be flowering at the same time as well, so it could look lovely. So it is a double up deal. It's been phenomenally popular in the past. Fully winter hardy, just a nice sunny spot, well drained soil, great in pots. I'd probably pot those in a 30cm pot to start
30
with.
to start off.
Yeah, you could maybe go a little bit bigger, say if you're underplanting, but they are an amazing standard, and I think out of all the ones we do, one of the most desirable, definitely. And I love the fact they're evergreen.
Absolutely, and a great deal on the double up as well, because obviously $39.99 for one. So that would be £80 for two, but actually you're going to get two for $49.99.
Really
and of course, with all of our discounts here at YGTV, as long as you're a club member, you'll get another 15% off the price of that as well.
So you
I can't do the maths.
I can. You $42.50 approximately.
There you go. I mean,
for
$21.25 each.
Yeah.
That's pretty decent, isn't it?
Amazing value.
Yeah, I love it.
But we think they are going to go fast, so do not miss out on those. We have sold out of these many, many times previously. 510 199. Right. We are going to go over now to what we call our favourites table, and these are the top sellers on Thursday. What was I doing Thursday? I wasn't here, was I?
I think because you did QVC or something or other.
Oh,
and I think you had a day off.
Yes, I was in Birmingham.
Were you?
I had a journey from hell.
Oh. That's not good.
Normally takes me an hour 25 to get there. It took me 3 hours 10.
Oh.
Yeah. So missed the restaurant, just got to see the show. But anyway, we digress. This was the best seller on Thursday then.
Well, yeah, definitely one of them. The Mechanopsis, the Himalayan blue poppy. I adore this. I want this in my garden. Adam gave us some top tips on Thursday.
So what did he say? Let's see if we agree.
All right, so what Adam said was they like ericaceous. They
totally
like
agree.
acid, so get yourself some ericaceous compost. He grew them in pots, which I think is probably quite wise, but you could plant it in the ground. He said a little bit of sunshine is fine, maybe a little bit of morning sun, but then in shade for the rest of the time, and never let them dry out.
Totally agree.
Hey,
yeah, because so where I went wrong the first time I tried to grow these, so I didn't use ericaceous compost.
Okay.
And they really need that.
Number one mistake then, yeah.
I didn't grow them in pots, and what I've found, I'm just being honest, the slugs got them.
Right. Okay.
So that's something also about. So the ones that I've got growing right now that have been a success, they're in pots with ericaceous compost. They are in the shade. They get a little bit of sun in the morning. That is it.
Perfect.
And I did put a bit of straw around them to protect them from the slugs as well. But yeah, ericaceous compost, not too much sun. Don't let them dry out, and you'll have great blue poppies.
I know. And
these are... Sorry, go Rex.
Sorry, my love. They are the big jumbo plugs as well. So these have been grown on just that little bit further. So really nice, sizable ones coming to you in our miniature greenhouses. They hold them nice and securely. Obviously, they come boxed as well, but they hold them nice and securely in transit for you. So they're going to arrive to you in really good condition. But they're super ready, and they're hardy as well. So you don't need to worry about planting these. You can, plant them into your chosen location straight away.
So I think they're one of those plants that are easy to grow as long as you do follow the rules. Some of the plants are a lot more adaptable. We've got Nandina coming up. You can put that anywhere and everywhere.
You like.
Any soil, it's fine. But you do have to get this one right, but it rewards you magnificently. I know in my mum's last garden, she had the Mechanopsis, and I remember when it first flowered, the blue, the colour is extraordinary.
Well, it's quite a unique colour. The thing is, blue in the garden, I know we've got the Ceanothus and there's a few blue flowers, but it's quite a rare one. And I think that particular shade of blue, it's a real sort of... I want to say ice blue, but it's stronger than that. It's really beautiful. I know some of you know already you've grown this.
You just don't expect to see a blue poppy.
Oh, this is Adam's.
Oh,
look at it. That looks like the picture, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I love the orange centre as well. I think it's a real standout, that blue and that orange together.
I want everyone to try this. Just make sure you follow our rules. Shady position, don't let them drought, ericaceous compost, just protect the young plants from the slugs with a little bit of straw, something like that, and you will have beautiful poppies. And they should flower. I'm going to say you've got a good chance they might flower this year.
Yeah, a chance for sure. If they don't panic. You'll get those flowers next year. Would you put all 3 in one pot, or would you go separately?
I went separately with mine.
In time, they're going to multiply.
And they do get quite tall.
Bigger.
I mean, I've seen these in Scotland, and they can be like over a metre tall.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you remember we used to have some images of some. I can't remember where it was in Scotland, but there's a place in Scotland where there's just like
they grow wild.
Yeah, and they're stunning.
I'd love to see that.
And I do remember watching an episode of Gardener's World, and this guy had his back garden was basically a forest on different levels, and he grew the blue poppy in the forest, and they looked incredible.
Nice.
Yeah. So look, I always think it's great to try new and exciting things that you may not have seen before, and the blue poppy, the Himalayan blue poppy, the Echinopsis is an absolute winner. Mine didn't flower last year, but they grew really well. So I think I'll definitely get flowers this year.
I'm so excited about growing these myself next year. Honestly, this year. Hopefully, I'll get those flowers, and I do hope that you're going to give this a go as well.
Right. Don't forget, if you want to be part of the show, you can message us YGTV at YouGarden.com. Right, we are going to move on now to our fantastic. Are we doing sweet peas? Yes, good.
Fragrant trails.
Fragrant trails. Now, this is something that we've both grown. We both love our sweet peas. And these are really, really big plugs. They're multi-sown. Look at these. Yeah,
multi-sown plug plants, garden readies as well. I mean, sweet peas, you might want to grow them on a little bit, but they can actually cope with a little bit of frost.
Yeah, light frost is okay.
Yeah, you might, depending on where you live, of course, you could plant these out. But they could just be grown on a windowsill somewhere if you like. But this is for your hanging baskets, okay? So these are going to tumble, they're going to trail, they're going to give you all of that wonderful fragrance that you expect to get from your sweet peas. And you could even cut little posies from these, even though they're a trailing plant. You could put them into a little vase inside as well and get that gorgeous fragrance.
And the key to success with sweet peas, you've got to keep dead heading. Do not let them produce seeds. And they can produce seeds very quickly. Honestly, the seed pods can literally happen in a few days. So you really do need to deadhead them on pretty much a daily basis, and then they will flower all summer long. And this particular variety is great for pots and hanging baskets, trailing exquisitely, but in a stunning fragrance as well. Like those a lot, and so you could actually make up your baskets now. They'll tolerate a light frost, but if there's something like a heavy frost where it's -6, you will need to give them a bit of protection.
It's only £16.98 as a club member to get those 20 garden ready plants as well. So just think about all of your hanging baskets. It doesn't have to be hanging baskets. It could be pots, and they'll tumble and trail over the edges.
Bex, I've got. There we go. Sorry, we have what we call monitors in front of us, like big TV screens, and all sorts is going on there. I could see Netflix.
I think I pressed something wrong. I tried to connect the iPad to that, and then all sorts was popping up on that screen.
I was seeing this thing Stu's
had
Netflix and all sorts on that.
I was going like this to look at the other screen.
Yeah, and I was like, what's that? I was getting distracted. Anyway, you are getting all of those. Club prices, Bex has just said, is £16.98 for all 20. Right, we are going to move on now to a very, very special, I call these Snapdragons Anti-Rymans. The Twinny Mix. What's called Twinny?
Twinny Mix. I think it's because they're double flowers, basically.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I'm so glad that these have got promoted onto the favourites table. We should have called this. Adam said it'll be on the favourites by Sunday. He knew, of course he did. It is, so the Twinny Mix is it's kind of a shorter variety of Snapdragon that you're getting here. So these will probably get to about 30 centimetres in height. They've got an incredibly long flowering season. June, July, August, September, October. You can get so many flowers from these. They've got a delightful scent to them. Bees love them. They're quite weather resistant as well.
Oh, yeah,
this is what we love about anti-rhymes.
They're easy.
They're super simple, and just the colour palette. I particularly like the sort of orangey coloured one up at the top there. I think that's beautiful.
Do you know, I think after the dull winter that we've had, we want colour in our garden in summer, and there's just a riot of colour there. I've often found, I don't know whether it's going to be the same with this variety, but I've often found anti-rhymes do self-seed as well.
Oh you?
Yeah, I quite often grow them, and then the next year I suddenly get some for free.
Still got some.
Yeah, can't promise, but if you see something next spring that looks like the antirrhinums that you bought from us, they will be, likely to be ones that have self-seeded. Now, they do arrive as what we call pro plugs. And do you know, I grew a lot of these. Well, we both grew a lot of these last year, and a little bit of work saves you a fortune. So you bear in mind, you are getting 40 plants, and all you need to do, I mean, the hard bit is actually growing the seeds, getting them to germinate, sorting them all out, but we have done all the hard work. So all you need to do is grow those on. I'd grow them on in 9 centimetre pots for the next kind of 6 to 8 weeks, and they'll be ready to plant out in the garden. But it saves you a fortune. When they're working out, just for club members, less than 30 pence a plant.
I know,
Yeah.
and this is why it's a bit like buying a bare root rather than a potted plant.
Yeah.
This is how you get those savings, and you're going to grow them on exactly the same way as you would a larger plug plant. So it's so easy to do, and you just save so much money.
Oh, it's an exciting time. We
It
love
is,
March.
I love the summer building time.
And the clocks change in 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's not long, is it?
No. I've taken the Sunday off because you lose an hour's sleep.
Is that the Mother's Day one?
Yeah,
It is,
I'm
isn't
only
it?
joking. I actually took the day off because it's Mother's Day, but you do lose an hour's sleep. Right, loads of you in the chat this morning.
Oh yes, all of you. I found the chat. So Neil says good morning.
Morning,
Verna,
Neil.
Elaine, Jay, Dingo, Grimmy, Malcolm. I think I said everybody's names. Neil said he ordered the blue poppy on Thursday. Ordered 3 packs. Hopefully, I can get a few of them to flower. So you're going to have 9 of those.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Just follow everything we've said, Neil. I learnt the hard way, so yeah, just do everything we've said.
Neil, I think you're asking a question. The Ceanothus standard be all right planted in a low-level large urn? Yes, it absolutely
I thought it was going to say
would.
low-level light. I was going to say no, but low-level urn. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
fine.
totally.
Yeah, lovely.
Malcolm says, good morning, everyone, from a sunny Chesterfield.
Morning.
Another great gardening day. Grimmy says the same. He says, good morning, all. Sun's out. Good gardening day after YGTV, obviously. Thank you so much. Thank you for sticking around and watching us. I mean, it's a good time, isn't it? A little bit of this in the morning, drink your coffee, and then go out in the afternoon. That's a nice way of doing it.
Because it's still quite nippy outside, actually.
It is first thing in the morning, isn't it? But yes, good morning to you all. If you Rhiannon's just joined in as well, and William, hello to you. You've just jumped into the chat. Good morning to everybody. If you want to join the chat, you're more than welcome. We love hearing all your comments. We love hearing about what the weather's like, what kind of jobs you're doing. Also, send us any pictures to ygtv@yougarden.com. And good morning to everybody on Facebook as well. Stu's monitoring the chat on there. Dingo's over there.
But I know Neil's already ordered his, Himalayan poppies, but you do need to be quick for those. So we don't always. It's not something we have in stock all year round.
No, it comes in for a little while and then it goes away. I'm going to go. I will be placing my order after the live today. We're wondering whether we've got 2 Rhiannons, whether we've got a Rhiannon on YouTube and whether we've got a Rhiannon on Facebook, or whether Rhiannon you're hopping between the 2. Let us know. Are you two? How are you going to know whether you're 2 Rhiannons?
Are you a twinny? Are you a twinny? You like our antirrhinums? Yes. Right. We better move on to the best bred petunia that you could ever purchase. Fine breeding with this one, because it is our 30 years of Sophinia collection, and that is very important. Years ago, I never used to really quite understand the difference between petunias and Sophinia petunias, but it is all about the breeding, and these have been incredibly bred. I know, and I'll be honest, sometimes I have bought other petunias. I'm sure you're the same.
Of course, yeah.
And they're not weather resistant, they go to mush, they don't trail that profusely, they're not as reliable. But Sophinia petunias, you know, when you ever go to like an outdoor shopping mall and they've got hanging baskets and they've got like petunias trailing a metre long, it's Sophinia petunias. These are so well bred, it is incredible.
Yeah, they're awesome. And it's all about
Look at them.
how big they get, so how much they trail, and how they are incredibly resistant to that weather. Okay, so we are talking potentially 3 or 4 feet, maybe even a little bit longer sometimes, and flowers that can actually stand up to the weather as well. And this is why they were, bred. It's a significant advantage over other petunias out there.
And you can sometimes buy, although our price is actually really good for these, but you can sometimes buy petunias for slightly less, but there's nothing more frustrating that when it showers and they all turn to mush.
Yeah.
So these are a lot more resilient to wet weather. And as Beck said, the main thing is they flower and trail and trail and trail magnificent. The displays they produce are wonderful. They are huge. They're bountiful and absolutely beautiful. And these plugs, again, you need to grow them on a little bit. I've actually got some growing in my greenhouse right now.
You started them off, have you?
I have started mine off, yes.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing petunias in the hanging basket this year. I haven't made a decision yet, but, you know, going to start them
Well,
off
you
soon.
need to make a choice, Bex. It's
I
March.
know. Are we pinching out, Shaun? Do you pinch out your petunias?
I do pinch out, yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
These already have been pinched out, but that doesn't stop you from pinching out a little bit further. It does help. It creates that branching. That branching then gives you more flowers, which is essentially all we want to get from this, isn't it? They are hungry plants. Do bear this in mind. If you haven't got a store of your blooming fast fertiliser, go onto the website and have a little look, because petunias do want to be fed.
Yeah, they really do. Actually, the last order I placed, they were doing a deal on the blooming fast. I think it was £1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think, yeah, just check. Just type in blooming fast. But I placed an order last week and I bought a couple of packets for £1. I'm sure it was £1.
Very good.
Anyway, you've got all the 6 different varieties. They're all labelled. Don't forget they arrive in mini greenhouses. They're all very clearly labelled. So you've got like the snowy white there. You've got the blue vein. You've got the sky blue. You've got every colour you can imagine. And the club discount price for your 15% saving is $15.29. I always think that, get a head start. Get your bedding now. Get it grown on.
It makes a difference, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
It does, for sure.
There's nothing. Sometimes, we leave it late, and then your hanging baskets don't really get going till mid to late summer. Whereas actually, I want to get mine going as soon as I can.
Nice, big, healthy plants.
Yeah.
I mean, they're healthy plugs, but if you've grown them on, they're even bigger, and that's what helps you get that head start.
Morning, Simon. I know you've just joined the chat as well.
And Rhiannon does hop between the two, so we haven't got 2 Rhiannons, we've got 1. Nice to know, though. Nice to know. Oh, and good morning to you, Victoria, on Facebook as well. Thanks for your company, everybody.
Morning. Yeah,
if you've got any questions, let us know.
Yeah, we are here to answer any questions. Don't forget, you can, because it's free postage on everything, you can place an order, then if you see something else, place another order. You don't have to wait till the end of the show to put everything in your basket. But so do be quick, because we are very, very busy right now. You can imagine it's mid-March or second week in March, and loads of people get very excited about the garden. I think the good weather helped, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I was out in the garden all day.
Out in the garden,
my hands are absolutely ripped. So my arms, rather, just totally ripped. I had to so yesterday I moved a magnolia that was next to a big holly bush. It got stuck right. It's like next to this holly bush. I nearly killed myself moving
Really?
it. Well, yeah, because I was like getting holly stuck in my back and in my face. I've scratched my face, scratched my arms. But anyway, I've got the magnolia moved.
The joys of gardening.
Yeah.
The joys.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm ripped to pieces. Not ripped as in like,
That's why I was chuckling when you were saying it, because I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
I'm
not ripped as in six-pack, I'm ripped as in shredded by the holly. Right, let's move on then, because we have got something I grew last year, actually. I need to find some pictures, but I grew the gazania sunrise last year. They were amazing.
I love gazania.
Yeah.
So I haven't planted them for a few years, but I did have them in my garden a few years ago, and I absolutely adored them, honestly. They actually survived through a couple of winters as well.
Yes.
Mild winters, to be fair, but they survived and they came back for me the following year. So if you want to, you can. Obviously, if you give these protection, you can get these to come back in later years. Obviously, most people just grow these as annuals. And look at the colour combinations that you're getting there. I think they're stunning.
They're bright, they're cheery. A lot of them are bi-coloured as well. You've got all the different stripes. They do love the sunshine. We should have pointed out, in fact, everything we've shown you, well, with the exception of the Himalayan poppy, they all love sunshine. So sweet peas, antirrhinums, petunias, and definitely gazanias. They open up in the sun.
Look at how rooty that. Oh, yeah, they close up at night time.
Yeah.
They open up during the daytime. Yeah, I forgot about that. That is a rooty little plant right there. So just waiting to be grown on. 40. Oh no, not 40. 60. 60 of the pro plugs that we're talking about there. So you're going to have so much colour. And again, this is a really long flowering season on here. Once these get going, and they can be going from May time all the way through May, June, July, August, September, October, even into November, because these can go down to slightly colder temperatures. And then if you have a mild summer, they will come back, mild winter, they'll come back for you next year as well.
And what I tend to do to make things quick, I fill up my trays of 9cm pots, and I always keep those. I never ever throw them away. And I fill them all up with our premium compost. Literally get my finger, just do a hole and just pop the pop
quick,
the
isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
I
really
mean,
quick.
honestly, you could pop those up in no time whatsoever. But I would say 9 centimetre pot for each of those would be absolutely ideal, and it just saves you a fortune. Again, if you look, 60 plants for $18.99 or $16.14 for club members. I mean, it's pennies a plant.
It's not much.
And they do grow quite. I mean, my gazanias grew big last year.
Yeah,
nice
and you
big
get
clumps.
they just keep popping flowers
Yeah.
up. Deadhead occasionally, and you'll get even more.
They are brilliant, and they're so joyous and colourful. So really busy for those as well, 490304. So Bex and I have still got loads to show you. We are live till 12:30 today. Keep those comments coming up. I know there's lots of people watching today, lots of people in the chat.
There is.
But let's remind you of everything we've seen in our first part of YouGarden TV live this beautiful sunny morning. So we started off with our ceanothus, but these are standards now. We have got a double up deal on these. I'll give you the details if I can, because they are under £50 for two. And club discount, you get another £7.50 off. So I think we worked it out £21.25 per stand. That is amazing. So it's one of the hardest ceanothuses in the UK. So we class it as winter hardy. They normally flower sort of early May time. And you always get the ceanothus, you just get this ball of blue, and it's magnificent. Pollinators love it as well. It does like a sunny position, so do bear that in mind. Ceanothus loves sun. This is great for borders and pots as well. Very little pruning required, and evergreen as well. You get that lovely kind of dark green small foliage all year round. 510 199. Brilliant double up deal on those. Then we have got the Himalayan blue poppy. These are known as Mechanopsis. Now, I would love everyone to try these. These have been really popular. We only have them for a small amount of time in the nursery every year. But there are a few golden rules to get success. So I'll just go through that again. Acid soil. If you haven't got acid soil naturally, you need ericaceous compost. We've got it on the website. You need shade for these. So a little bit of morning sun, a little bit of evening sun, but that is it. So, you know, they love the shade. They never like to dry out. So do bear that in mind. This is a woodland poppy. So imagine it in a lush woodland setting. That's where it would naturally live. That's its natural habitat. And do protect the young plugs from slugs. I once had a bit of a problem with slugs, so do bear that in mind as well. And I personally would start them off in pots. They are beautiful, they are unusual. That blue is just perfect, isn't it? And you get all three of those. Neil's bought 3 lots of those, so Neil's got 9 of those. Can't wait to see them, Neil. And hopefully you may get some flowers this year. If not, you'll certainly get them in year 2. Then we've got our Sweet Pea Fragrant Trails. This is a beautiful sweet pea that's ideal for a hanging basket. So it's a little bit more compact, it's fragrant. Again, top tips for sweet peas: sunshine, and you have to deadhead. So as the flowers grow over, they form seed pods that look like, well, pea pods. You have to take those off. The moment you stop, they will stop flowering. So you know, it is one that does need deadheading pretty much on a daily or every other day basis. 410 187. You need to protect them from frost, but they will tolerate a mild frost. Then we've got our antirrhinums. Now this is a smaller compact variety, but they're doubles as well. Again, they're pro plug, so they just need a little bit of growing on, but we have done all of the hard work for you. So they're already, all germinated, they're all sorted, they're in little trays, just ready to be planted on. And they will flower all summer long. Again, nice sunny position. And I have grown them in part shade, and they've still done pretty well actually. 490 197. But again, you do need to give them a little bit of protection from frost right now. Then the best bred Sophinia that I think it's the only one that's been bred like this. It's a Sophinia. And the breeding program, we are celebrating 30 years of Sophinias right now. It developed a petunia that grew a lot longer, so trailed more profusely. We're talking 1 metre trails on these, but also a flower that was more resilient to the weather. And these are repeat fly. I mean, they just flower and flower all summer long, and often used commercially. So when you see commercial displays of trailing petunias, chances are they will be Sophistias because they are the most outstanding in terms of performance. The show that they give is amazing. 400, 881, 30 years of the Sophinia collection there. Then Bex and I both have grown the gazanias before. These are great. They open up in the sunshine and then close up at night or in the shade. But this variety, Sunrise, has got reds and pinks and striped varieties, big, wonderful, bright flowers. And they do sometimes, although we class them as an annual, they do sometimes survive the winter. On a mild winter, they can survive. So do bear that in mind. But a lot of people just grow them as an annual. You get 60 Pro plugs, 490, 304 for those. Now, a few other things that I want to draw your attention to are heavy duty pots are also back in stock. Do you know what I'm going to buy? Believe it or not, I'm buying some more of these. I've already got 16, but I actually need some more. Long story, but I'm growing a lot this year. So why do we all love them? Why have they got so many great 5-star reviews? Well, they are what I call a really good egg. They are brilliant for growing fruit and veg in, and that's because they're 30 litres. They're so well made. They've got really strong handles. They've got amazing drainage around the sides, underneath, but they're great for storage. Whenever I'm doing little jobs in the garden, big jobs, I can put all my tools in there as well. Right, that looks awful, but that's because I don't know where to put it. So it's shoved in the corner, out of sight. But you know what? It's living. It's fine. Top tip, when you buy our premium vegetable compost, decant it into one of our heavy-duty pots, and it just makes it a lot easier to work with. So when I'm in my greenhouse potting up, I just do it with a heavy-duty pot, and it really does make a difference. So you will, I'm just thinking what you're going to grow in these. Oh, great for deadheading. I'm there just trimming back my scabious there, but great for deadheading, great for weeding. But also, in terms of growing fruit trees, strawberries, raspberries, tomatoes, potatoes, you name it. Do you know, I've just realised that area of my garden, because when was this filmed, Stu? Because that area looks a lot better now. That must have been like autumn time, wasn't it? Yeah. It's full of daffs now. So anyway, they are brilliant. They've got amazing 5-star reviews. If you are a club member, you will get them today with a discounted price down to $16.99, 130,011. And then something also that we would highly recommend is our professional farmyard manure. Now, if you've got poor soil, if the structure of your soil isn't that great, or maybe your soil is lacking nutrition, maybe you've got a sandy soil, something like that, this is brilliant. And I've actually added that area that you just saw is a very difficult area because it's underneath a eucalyptus tree. So I actually dug loads of this in that area underneath eucalyptus because I mean, so many plants there were struggling, they were lacking nutrients, and it really did make a huge difference. So I'm just adding some of our professional farmyard manure to this area. The reason I'm doing it is because I've got this huge eucalyptus. In a nutshell, it zaps every bit of moisture and nutrition from this entire area. So it's really difficult to grow things underneath it. This makes a huge difference. So first of all, it really improves the texture of the soil. If you've got maybe heavy soils, it can really help in terms of drainage. And also just things like whatever you're planting, when you actually add this, it just allows those roots to get so much more in terms of nutrients. Now, it's very rich in NPK, your nitrogen, your phosphorus, your potassium. That's going to help with the total development of the plant. And actually, healthier plants mean that they're far more disease resistant as well. Also, as I mentioned, improves texture of the soil. So you've got heavy soil, it can help improve drainage. Funny enough, it also suppresses weed growth as well. It makes the soil a little bit more opaque, so it's harder for weeds to grow. Another advantage, it improves microbial activity, so everything that's happening inside it is also boosted. There's just so many wins of actually adding this to your soil. Great if you've got raised beds and you're growing crops, you know, your fruit and veg. Great in container planting as well. And you'll be pleased to know there is no nasty smell. This manure has been really well broken down, so it just smells like regular compost. And I tell you what, I know that if I do this whole area, I will be able to grow some really nice plants, and they're going to be so much more healthy and so much more vigorous. I tell you what, that has really helped.
I bet it
Hang on,
has.
I've got a picture of what that looks like now. Stay there. Stay there, because you'll see what a difference it's made.
All right, he'll find the picture.
I took it this morning.
On to the next item while he finds it, and then we'll come back to that. We're going to talk to you about the Dutch Iris mix for you. Now, this one is... It's 100, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's 100 of the Dutch Iris. They're really, really strong, healthy bulbs. There's nothing squishy in here. As I go around and I squeeze that bag, yeah, these are really good quality bulbs, ready for you to get planted. Now, it's not going to take you long to plant 100 Dutch Iris bulbs, I promise you that, because you're going to plant them into little clusters, little groups. One iris on its own is a lonely little fellow. So, 20 of them into one planting hole. You don't have to leave too much of a gap between them. And then you're going to get a look like you're seeing on this picture here. And these are flowering right in the middle of summer, June, July time. They're unique. They've got an amazing colour mix, sturdy stems on iris as well. You don't need to worry too much about those. And this is very much about getting, you know, the best results with the minimal amount of effort, to be perfectly honest with you. You do not need to put a huge amount of effort into it at all. Stand out, honestly. And actually, the Dutch Iris, apparently it was a cross between a Portuguese and a Spanish iris. So they mixed it together and it became a Dutch iris. A Dutch company did that, and that's why that's how they did it. Oh, you found it! Oh, I am mirroring, aren't I? Do you know what? I was...
Doesn't that look better?
We played in a clip of your thing the other day, and I was
My
like...
thing?
Your garden. Not your thing. And I was like, oh... God, I hate Shaun.
I'm older than you. But that's the area under the tree, and it looks so much... It did look so much better.
It's so beautiful. And look at the mix you've got in there. You've got all your beautiful hellebores. That must be Christmas Carol, and you've got double Ellen in there.
Yeah,
and then those lovely daffodils.
And that is such a difficult area, because, I mean, that eucalyptus just saps the life out of everything. But, yeah, putting in that, say, professional manure.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
You're so good.
Labour love. Tell you what, I actually haven't got iris. I've got some that I'm starting off in pots, but I haven't got iris.
Haven't you got iris? There you go. Time to get yourself a bag of 100 bulbs. It's only £11 and 4 pence. It's 11 pence a bulb.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't it?
Isn't it?
And they come back for you year after year. You don't need to do anything. The snugs and snails do like a little bit of it, so get yourself some strolch to put around there. But yeah, they're really easy.
Yeah, they make lovely cut flowers as well.
Beautiful.
Really cut flowers.
Beautiful.
Right, we're going to move on to our busy Lizzies, which I have grown.
Lots.
Oh, my word.
Lots of these,
Do you know, I grow a lot of these in the shady areas in my mum's garden, and it's amazing how they can do so well in little light. They are one of the few summer bedding plants that can tolerate low light.
This is why they're a customer favourite every single time, I think, because you can put them in a sunny spot and they'll be absolutely fine, but they will also go into those shadier spots, and that's really important from your summer bedding, isn't it?
Yeah, and I've even planted them amongst my ferns, you know, the really kind of shady areas, and they've just done so well. But I will say, again, you buy them as pro plugs, you will need to grow them on. They really don't tolerate any frost. So we had, like earlier on, we had things like the sweet peas, which were light frosted, be fine. These need to be completely frost free. And to be fair, they are the first plant that gets nipped by frost as we head towards autumn. But the benefits of them are they just flower all summer long without deadheading.
Without deadheading.
Yeah, which is great.
They go in the shady spots, but they're also a bit of a breeding breakthrough. So, you know, that problem that happened a few years ago with downy mildew.
Oh, yes.
That doesn't happen with this because they've been bred to be extremely resistant to that.
Yeah, so they are strong, they're reliable, but if you've got a difficult shady area but you want loads of colour in the summer, they are absolutely brilliant. £4.90, £1.93, £12.99, £11 and 4 pence. You get 40, don't forget, and it's so easy to grow those on. Now we are going to move on to one of my absolute favourites, which are the jumbo fuchsias, and I think I discovered these about 7 or 8 years ago with YouGarden. We've had them quite a number of years. And actually, when I saw the pictures, I was like, yeah, those flowers, they're never going to grow that big. But they do.
They absolutely do. I mean, these are the ones that you grew previously in your pub. So this must have been last year, yes?
Yes.
And that's your hand right there,
and I've got a big hand.
Yeah, these are beautiful.
I mean, look at them.
I mean, you get loads of them. We'll give you the details of those. You're going to get 4 different varieties included in there as well. And so that wonderful colour mix, they are labelled so you know which colours you're planting, but I like the mix. mishmash of them all. You can plant them quite happily together, can't you? Pots or hanging baskets is going to be the perfect place for them.
I mean, they are just... Everyone in the pub garden said to me, how do you get your fuchsia flowers so big, Shaun? But it's not
and
me.
you lied, didn't you? You said, well, I'm just a really good gardener.
I said, well, you know what? I do work on YouGarden TV. We also have shows on QVC. Bex and I are amazing gardeners.
So good.
No, see, it's the breeding. That's all it is. It is the breeding. But they are incredible. You do need to, fuchsias, a few tips. Again, they actually will tolerate fairly low light levels as well as sun.
Yeah.
But you do need to deadhead them. Don't let them form the seed pods, because then, they just stop flying. So when you see those little green sort of like pods forming that will go red if you leave them too long, take them off. And they need feeding an awful lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a perfect mix to get your fuchsias with your Sophinia petunias, because I think those two work really nicely together. They're both quite hungry plants. Mix those up into your hanging baskets and you're good. Yeah. You're good for the whole summer then.
Again, you need to grow them on a little bit. I mean, I'll be honest, I say that, I've actually planted up some of the hanging baskets with these already, but they are in the greenhouse. But, some people would want to grow them on a little bit. Tell you what, that price for these is amazing. 12 for $12.74 for club members. By the way, if you are new to our live shows, you'll notice there's a couple of things. You'll notice free postage, that's on everything.
Yay!
But that is only the products on the live show. It's not everything on the website. It's just for YGTV. But also, there are two prices on the screen. Which price do you prefer, the red or the yellow, Bex?
Oh, always the yellow.
Absolutely.
The lower price, of course.
And that lower price is for club members. You can join today for the whole year for £10. And you get a little reminder as you're placing your order, do you want to join the club today? £10 for you. You get 15% off every single order on your plants, your compost, your pots. But also, we will give you lots of discount vouchers as well. And if you want to see everything on the show, just go to our website. Live now, there we are. Or you can click on YouGarden TV. And there's everything that's on the show this week.
So everything you're looking at there has the free postage. That's the great thing. As long as you use the code, it will unlock the saving that we've got, whether it's a double up deal or a buy one, get one free, or just, an amount off. But then you will get that 15% discount on your first order. Then your vouchers and everything will be sent in the post within a week or two.
Hey, we've still got loads of great ones coming up. Verbena bonariensis, Nandinas. Yeah, loads of goodies coming up. Look at the reviews on those, actually. They're really good.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah.
Well, they're one of your faves, aren't they?
They are. And I like this, Bex, the Glamour Rose collection.
Value for money, but named roses.
Yeah, award winners.
And I've definitely got one of them. I've got the Arthur Bell there, the yellow one in the bottom left corner. Love that one.
Yeah, but there's all sorts of that collection. The Peace Rose, there's the Queen Elizabeth, all sorts. Right now, something I've not had as much success with.
I have!
Yeah, do you know what? The thing is, we've all got different gardens, haven't we? And certain plants will thrive in my garden and not thrive in yours, and vice versa. But the Corydalis loves your shady garden, doesn't it?
Love it. I'm so excited to see this come back again this year. Now, I did lose one of them. I got a pack of 3 a year or so ago, a little bit longer than that. I got a pack of 3 and I did lose one of them, and that was the one that I planted in the sunniest border.
Yeah.
Didn't like it, shriveled up, so don't do that. They like a dappled shade, semi-shade position. This is what I've discovered. I think they are stunning. They don't get massive. I've actually taken them out of the ground and I've planted the 2 remaining into a 30cm pot. I will bring it into the shed at some point later on. That was the picture I took whilst it was still in the border, whilst it was still a baby plant, and that is my picture. I've done nothing to enhance that. I promise you that is the colour that these flowers turn. The bright red stems, the electric blue flowers, the really interesting foliage on there as well. Let's not, go past that. The foliage I find really, really fascinating on here. And the scent, which I was so surprised about. Because it's a gorgeous scent.
They are low growing, so sometimes you might not appreciate the scent, but if you get close to them, the scent is beautiful. Is it Neil that's growing these as well?
I think it. Yeah. Yes, I think so.
I'm sure Neil has got these in pots. But I love the white throats of the flowers. I love, as Bex was saying, that contrast between the foliage, the red stems, the blue flowers. But they do like that shady spot. So again, woodland position, and they do like to be quite moist as well. They don't like to dry out too much.
Yeah, don't let them dry out. Keep them in that nice shady spot. But honestly, this is well worth it. I love that you're getting 6 of them because they do stay nice and compact. You know, 30 by 30 centimetres max is what they're going to grow to. So 6 of them is, you know, the right number. I think they're stunning. I really want you to get them. They're not difficult, honestly.
No.
Just follow those little rules and you'll be absolutely fine.
And just don't put them in the baking sun. Yeah. Right, going to move on to actually one of the easiest plants to grow. And I think, you know, I was in my garden. I do have a big garden. I always had small gardens. I've had flats with just little balconies, but I have now got a big garden. Now I'm in my middle-aged years, so, you know, I wanted a big garden. It was my lifelong dream. But you do need certain areas to be low maintenance.
Yes.
If everything is high maintenance, it can be a bit overwhelming.
It's not fun anymore,
It's not,
is
it? If every plant is constantly needing your attention. I think it's fair to say Nandinas are one of the most low maintenance plants that you could ever have in your garden. They really don't care about sunshade, soil types, winter hardy.
They don't need pruning.
No.
You can plant them anywhere, and I mean sort of location in the country as well. Like, you know, they're quite pollution tolerant.
Yeah.
I think they'd be fine in a coastal location. Honestly, they are just a workhorse. The bright colour that you get from that new growth that comes through is incredible on the Obsessed variety. And these get a little bit taller. We often talk about Firepower, the other Nandina, which is beautiful. But this one, if you want something that's going to get just that little bit taller, this is the one you want to go for, because this ultimate height it can get to is somewhere between 3 and 4 feet, so over 1 metre in height. It's beautiful and easy.
It really is, and it never loses its leaf. I say obviously it loses the odd leaf from time to time, but it's fully evergreen or ever red, changing colours. You do get the flowers, you do get the berries as well. So always interesting, but it's a great hard-working plant that, say, will tolerate pretty much all different types of conditions, different soil types, sunshade, country or urban or coast. Just an absolute winner, and that is 510 759.
That's a great price on that as well. $13.59 club price.
That's really good.
Because I'm thinking I need to rip up my border of lavender. It's just got loads of weeds coming through it, so it's got to go. And I was trying to think of a nice low maintenance, but I'd need about 8 of those at that price.
Be great.
That's fine.
Do you think I keep talking about this house it's on a main road that's got like lots of Nandina growing? Do you think I'd be all right taking a picture? As long as I don't show the house?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll bring it in.
Of course.
Right, I'm excited about this. So we were getting the plants ready. I wasn't here on Thursday. So we were getting the plants ready for the show. And I was trying to find everything. And Bex was like, well, you'll find this one. It's huge.
You can't mistake it, can you?
Isn't it beautiful?
It's a stunner, and I think I said on Thursday, when you look, we've got some amazing deals, amazing prices. But I just think for the amount you're paying, for that, I think that is an incredible deal because it's massive.
It really is.
It's in a 5-litre pot. Normally 5-litre pots we can charge, obviously, much more for. But this is only £25.49 as a club member. It's evergreen. It's beautiful. And you're also going to get those lovely clusters of flowers, which when you look at the top of every single one of these, you will see little bud, and they're just starting, but little bud clusters forming in the centre there. Now the flowers themselves aren't the biggest, most bold and beautiful flowers, but what they do have is a gorgeous scent.
Yeah.
A lovely citrusy orange scent.
I really like the leaves on this though.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're really glossy. It almost...
Bud. There's loads of buds.
Yeah. But
You're tempted now, aren't you?
I am.
You're going to get one of these. You're shopping. That's what's happening right now.
I am. Sorry. Yeah, that's why you could tell my brain was like slowing down, and I was forgetting.
Where am I going to plant that?
So I'm thinking it would like the sun.
It does like a little bit of sun. It can cope with a part shade position, and they're pretty hardy. You don't need to worry too much. I would definitely think about a more sheltered location in your garden, though. I don't think it's going to want all the gales and winds that blow across. It is part of our Mediterranean range. It can cope with minus temperatures, but just bear it in mind. It might need a little winter protection.
Yeah, I think I know where that could go. I mean, it's beautiful, isn't it?
I think it's effortless. This is what I like about this. It's effortless and it's elegant. It's evergreen, so you've always got the foliage to look at. And then, starting in around, I mean, it's sort of later spring, early summer, May and June time, that's when you get those beautiful clusters of flowers. And the scent that comes from it is just delightful.
Right.
It's beautiful.
Sold.
Sold.
I know where it's going. It's getting my Mediterranean corner in a pot.
There you go.
Because that's a sun trap.
Perfect.
And it would love it.
That would be the perfect
Yeah, and it
spot.
doesn't get the wind.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of sat there with that fragrance.
It's gorgeous, isn't
Yeah,
it?
love that. This is what we love about our job here.
We're just shopping all the time.
You can't grow everything. And although we've got a really good knowledge of gardening, I've gardened since I was about the age of 3, and that was a long time ago. But I've never grown this particular plant.
Yeah.
I know of it, but I think it's stunning. And I mean, I love the foliage, but I can only imagine that scent as well. Right, we're going to move on to another new one. Now, this arrived from Sicily about 3 weeks ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah, love the colour stem, and this is called Red Rocket. I wonder where it gets its name from.
I wonder.
I wonder indeed. The bright red foliage that comes out when the new growth comes through on here is what is absolutely standout incredible. It comes in the 18 centimetre pot, so this is a really beautifully established plant already. You can see from the stems there, those are really nice, sturdy, strong stems. It's only £16.99. Now this, we did have, it's not here at the moment, I think it's just outside the doors. We've got a grown-on sample of this, and it is my shoulder, it's shoulder height, it's really filled out. So this is the sort of thing that you could grow into. If you've got multiples of them, you could grow this into a hedge if you wanted to. It's pretty hardy. It'll cope with minus temperatures, down to -5 once this gets established. So I think some areas of the country, no issues whatsoever. You can plant it out and not worry too much. Obviously, other areas of the country, you might need to think about just a little bit of winter protection. But look at that.
I know. Beautiful.
Wow. Now, we were talking a lot about it being a bit of an alternative to Photinia.
Yes. I mean, we love our Photinia, Red Robin, but Red Robin, Photinia, they can grow several metres high, 8-10 metres. This will only grow to about $1.50 m.
And also they're quite commonplace, aren't they, Photinia?
Yeah.
Not that that's a problem.
I mean,
there's a reason why. Everyone's got a Photinia.
Yeah.
This one, people will be blown away by.
A lot of people don't know this and say it was our head gardener, Peter McDermott, on his latest buying trip to Sicily, worked with some of the top breeders and growers there, that has actually brought this across. And they're ready to go. They're on our nursery right now, ready to go.
I'm going to show you.
Now, we do have the big one, by the way. So, it's a bit more money, but it's huge.
It is huge.
And if you wanted like a massive statement plant, we have got it available. And actually, you'd get your club discount, don't forget, off that. So it would make a difference.
That's a good discount. I mean, obviously, the higher the price, the more discount you get.
But we appreciate the big one's not for everybody. But do go for the smaller one if you possibly can. But if you want the big one, it is available, and you would get an extra $22.50 off it. We will show you it. We'll bring it in. It's just very big and heavy. Right. Now, don't forget, I know loads of you ordering this morning on YGTV.
Oh, do you know what I didn't do? I didn't water the compost this morning. So I can do a live demo because it soaks in. It dries out in here because of the lights and the air conditioning and everything.
Well, watch this.
But this, because it has that wetting agent, it just soaks up the water.
Does.
I'm not going to put my hands in it now. I'm going to let it soak in for a second. We'll be covered in compost.
But it's good to show that because
there's none running off the front of the table. It's soaked into the compost.
And I think a lot of although coir, and this doesn't have coir in it, by the way, but a lot of, we think of coir as being absorbents. But actually, when coir's dried out a few times, quite often when you try and rehydrate it, it just all literally runs off. So if you've never seen our premium vegetable compost before, you get 100 litres, 2 50-litre bags. This is what they look like. So the commercial, there's not lots of marketing spiel on. You get 2 of them for $21.23 today, as long as you use that offer code, we should say, and you're a club member. If you're not a club member, it's $24.98. But it is our best-selling product here at YouGarden. It has been for many years. And it's what we grow everything in.
It is, yeah. I mean, it started its life just as the compost we use at the nursery, and now it's the compost that we all use. And we've been saying this a lot lot lately. We're all compost snobs, and we're really proud of the fact we're compost snobs. And we want you to become a compost snob as well, because it works. It does what it's supposed to. It's a peat reduced compost, minimal amounts, but we're still getting all of those amazing results from it. There's a slow release fertiliser in here that feeds your plants for a good 4 to 6 months. This year I'm going to do it. I'm going to feed my plants on a regular basis. I'm not. I'll forget.
You gotta say, yeah. Could turn my face. I'm like, yeah, thanks.
Yeah. This has got the little insurance policy in there, certainly to start your plants off anyway. No, I am. I'm going to be much better this year. But loads of other really, really essential ingredients for your plants.
And it is, I mean, it's the compost that you can use for pretty much everything in your garden, from seeds to trees, house plants. The only thing it's not suitable for are the acid-loving plants like the Meconopsis, the Himalayan poppy, but everything else. And it's a compost that honestly turns you into a better gardener instantly. I know recently I changed all of the compost in the pub garden to this compost because it was a mixture. Some things weren't in this compost, and it has made such a huge difference to the plants. Love the texture of it, love the feel of it, and that is important. That texture allows all of the roots to access oxygen and moisture and nutrients so readily. It's a compost that really looks after every single plant, from seeds all the way through to trees and everything in between. And you have got absolute amazing ingredients in every single bag of this, and it's always the same as well. Whichever bag you open, you've got real consistency with our quality. If you don't believe Bex and I, go on our website, have a look at the reviews. And we have sold this compost on different platforms, and we work across different platforms here at YouGarden. We've had thousands and thousands of 5-star reviews over many, many years. And you know, think about how much you need right now. You've got free delivery, of course, as well. But March is probably, I'm going to say March is probably our busiest month for compost, I would have thought.
Yeah,
March and April.
There's normally 2 peak times in the year, just that, you know, now, and then just before autumn, when you start doing lots of autumn tidy up as well. We very rarely run out. Apparently there was one time last year we did run out, but we do make sure we've got a stock of it. Yeah, delivery got held up or something or other, and we actually didn't have any available. But this is one thing we do keep in stock.
Like that's my idea of hell. You know? What do you mean, no compost?
Well, it's going in my basket later on. I was in the garden the other day. I finally planted up my Fatsia. I planted up 2 of my tiny Pampers. I did some planting. I got 1 bag left. So I do not ever want to run out. I don't want to go and buy the cheap stuff that doesn't work.
And it is frustrating because I know what it's like with gardening. Quite often, you know, a lot of you are working like we are, and when the stars align and it's great weather and you've got the day off work, you just want to get everything done, don't you? And if you run out of compost, it really is very, very frustrating. So don't let it happen. Get yours today. And don't forget, become a club member. And that means on every compost order that you purchase, you will save a massive £3.75 every single time. Kyle's got a question. Hello, Kyle. Good morning.
Good morning, Kyle. Yes, he says, I ordered my father-in-law one of your standard apple trees. It arrived yesterday, and I'm wondering how quick we need to plant this. You need to plant it pretty quick, yes. I mean, bare root season normally lasts between October and March, so it's a really nice long season for bare root planting, but you do want to get that planted as soon as possible.
And make sure you soak it overnight in a bucket of water. So unwrap it, put it in a big bucket of water, soak it overnight, and then get planting it. But we'd love you to do that in the next few days if you could.
Yeah, and it can go into the ground, or I don't know if you're planning on putting it into like a heavy-duty pot or something or other, but that's the beauty of those trees, is that they can be grown in our heavy-duty pots as well as in the ground as well.
But yes, try and plant it in the next few days or so, if you possibly can. Right, now we've got lots of new viewers today. We're live until 12:30. My name's Shaun Ryan, by the way, known as Shaun Ryan, presenter and plant man. This is lovely Bex Edwards. Stu does all the technical things. But we would love you to join our discount club today. And we can honestly say it has saved us and many of our customers hundreds and hundreds of pounds. So here are the benefits. If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member, and that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club. It really is such an amazing club, and we only, say recently changed those benefits, so they are now better than ever. And it's so much more, as you saw there, than just your 15% saving on all of your plants, compost and pots. So it really, really makes sense to join the club today if you are placing your very first order. And thanks everybody, we are very, very busy this morning. So lovely, if you've never met me before, I'm Shaun Ryan, Bex is with us, of course, Bex Edwards, and we are here to obviously tell you about these lovely plants, but also to answer any questions and queries.
Everyone's just saying good morning at the moment, which is lovely. We
Morning,
love you
morning,
all.
morning.
Who else has joined us? Alistair has come to join us. Alistair, was it your garden I saw? But did you post the picture the other day? It looked beautiful. Simon's in. Good morning, Eleanor. Hello to all of you on Facebook as well. David, you're on Facebook. Oh, David, I'm so sorry to hear about your mum. I know you're looking for a plant in memorial for that. So hopefully we'll find some lovely options for you. But really sorry to hear that sad news.
Yeah, very sorry.
Lots of love from all of us. Rhiannon sent an email. Ooh, pictures. She says starting to look good. Come on, let's see. Oh, you've got a viburnum. Is that viburnum? That is, isn't it? Is that Charles Lamont? I think that's Charles Lamont, isn't it?
I do love viburnums.
I love viburnum.
Yeah, we've got
fragrance is incredible.
And we've got loads of different varieties.
She's got that sarcococca in the background there as well. So she's got some lovely fragrance coming there too. There's a couple more pictures. I will go to the other pictures as well. Sorry, guys. I will come to yours. Ooh,
Kojo no Mai.
Kojo no Mai. Is that the standard as well? I think you might have the standard option there. That's going to be incredible.
Do you know what? I love this time of year when the Kojo no Mai is just completely covered in buds. I reckon
it is the standard. Here you go. There's a slightly wider picture there. I tell you which one I'm excited about. I've got a Prunus triloba. Do you remember the Prunus triloba?
Yes, you bought it as a berry, didn't you?
I did, and it looked great last year, but it's got extra growth this year, and all the buds are... I'm going to do a little video, I'll show you. It looks incredible. That looks great, Rhiannon. I'm glad you're happy. Loads of other emails. I will go through them, I promise you.
I've just sneakily sent you one back.
Have you? It hasn't come through yet.
Oh, come on. It's my mini daffs at the pub.
Mini daffs are coming up. I didn't plant my daffodils in the end. I've still got a bag of bulbs. I'll plant them. They won't come up this year. Yeah, I'll have to come back to it, Shaun.
Oh, don't worry.
Let's remind you of all the favourites, though, shall we?
I bought hundreds of these. We did tete-a-tete with a mini red tulip, and I planted hundreds.
Was that you? Oh, look. That's at the pub as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not this year, though. That must be last year, right?
That's now.
Oh, has it come through and you've got it? Oh, OK. Stu's got it.
Stu's taken over.
He's taken over.
Yeah, they've just... And the tulips are all in bud as well. But, yeah, that's just one of the... There's thousands of them. Right.
Let's talk to you about the Meganopsis, shall we? The
Himalayan
blue poppy. Let me know, please, if you're adding this into your basket, because I'd love you to have a go at this. I've grown poppies in the past. I've never grown this one, so this is going to be my project for this year, and I hope you're going to join me on this little journey. Actually, this has got the AGM, I believe, hasn't it?
Yeah, it
has. It's got the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, so it means it's a worthy addition to your garden. It's a proven performer. Just a few things you need to do to get these started off and get them going and living happily in your garden. You've grown them, you know the tips.
So, first time I grew them, I didn't have success.
No.
So I'm just being honest, and sometimes we learn from our mistakes. And I don't know what I was thinking, but basically, I made a few mistakes. I'm going to tell you, second time I planted them, they did amazing. So this is what you need to do. You know that Andina earlier, put that anywhere, it'll be fine. These need specific things to thrive, right? They're a little bit particular, but when you get it right, they're easy. So ericaceous compost, a must have. Acid soil. Shade. So a little bit morning sun is okay. A little bit in the evening would be okay. That would be maximum. And the young plants can get eaten by slugs, and you don't want that.
Yes.
So a bit of slug protection. And they don't like to ever dry out.
Okay.
But if you follow those rules, so acid soil, don't let them dry out, protect the young plants from slugs, don't give them lots of sun, you will get results like Adam, one of our lovely gardeners here.
Oh.
And mine didn't flower last year, but they did grow quite big, so I'm expecting flowers this year.
That's beautiful, and I love that against his black painted fence there as well. I mean, that is standout, isn't it? I think it's fantastic. You're going to get 3 jumbo plugs. So those plugs are just a bit larger, basically. Been grown on just that little bit extra for you so that they are ready for you to plant in your gardens. They're completely winter hardy. They're perennial, so they'll come back. They're obviously going to get bigger. You'll get multiple flowers coming from those right in the height of summer, July and August time. I hope you'll get flowers in the first year, but it might be a bit more of a waiting project. It might be second year you get the flowers, but hopefully you'll get them first year.
My mum did have these in her last garden growing under a tree, and she got 1 flower in the first year.
Okay.
But it was amazing.
But then as they mature, you're going to get multiple flowers. I can't wait.
Honestly,
I can't wait.
I'm massively busy for those. We only have them for a small time on our nursery. They're not. You don't see these every month. You'll know. When was the last time we saw this, Bex? Last year.
True, we haven't brought it in since last year.
2024.
Yeah.
So if you want them, and there are lots of you ordering, we get loads of new viewers, you need to get them in your basket. You can also, you can still come back and buy other things, but get those checked out now. It's free delivery on absolutely everything, but you do need to order those, and you can do it on the phone as well.
Elena's ordered. Neil, I know you're going to try again. Let's do it all together, shall we? Let's share our journey with this and see how we do with it. I can't. Yeah, Grimmy's like, I've done it already. Grimmy, yours looks amazing as well. But yeah, we're all going to start that journey.
I think it's a very special poppy, isn't it? You don't see this regularly, but very, very busy for it. And obviously a lot of you, are ordering now. A lot of people will order on the website as well. So please check out your baskets on that one. It is 410187.
Right, we're moving on to the sweet peas, the fragrant trails, garden ready plug plants. We do a variety of different sizes. We've got jumbos, we've got garden readies. Garden ready is what we say. It is ready to go in your garden. Sometimes they are ready to go in the garden, but the weather might hold you back. Actually, with sweet peas, they can cope with a little bit of frost, so just bear that in mind. Most areas of the country, I think, we're getting to the point where we could potentially plant these out. Just check your own weather. But what you need to do, if not, is grow them on a little bit, and then this could be your hanging basket. And the thing I love about sweet peas is, as long as you keep on top of the deadheading, all summer long. Like literally, you could go from May, they start flowering, right the way through to October. You just have to keep on top of that deadheading.
And they do like a really nice sunny spot. So remember, shade, sun.
Yeah, and these are multi-sown plug plants, so really rooty look, great set of roots on there, but look how many stems are coming out of here. I was counting the other day, that's 1, 2, 3, there's probably a good 6 plants, 6 seeds that have been grown in that one plant there. So multi-sown plug plants. You don't need to separate them out, you just don't need to worry about separating them at all, okay? So just plant them as they are.
The one little tip I'll give with sweet peas is they do get quite rooty. They get quite long roots. So if you are putting them in pots, just make sure it's got a decent depth to it.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. What was that Grimmy was saying about rainwater? Was that with the poppy?
Yeah.
Because it's ericaceous. Grimmy was saying use rainwater, not tap water. Absolutely, that would be our top tip with any acid-loving plant, because the tap water can change that.
The acidity. So
absolutely.
That's a good little tip, Grimmy. Thank you so much. You need to come and join us. That's a great tip, seriously. Great tip. It really is. And what is lovely, we've got such a mixture of viewers. Some of you are just beginning your gardening journey. Some of you are really experienced. A lot of people, have been gardening for quite a while, but we're always learning, aren't we?
Always.
Right, we're going to move on to Twinny, our antirrhinums, our snapdragons, as I call them. 40 Pro plugs for just £12.99, £11.04 for club members. And these are known as Twinnies because they're doubles, and there's so many great colours in these as well.
Yeah, love them. Beautiful colour mix, lovely fragrance, really long flowering season, just an absolute, a cottage garden favourite, but not just that, a UK garden favourite, aren't they? Because they're easy, floriferous, fragrant. They don't get too big. They're perfect for borders. They're perfect for pots. You could even put these into the tops of your hanging baskets as well. A little bit of deadheading to encourage more blooms to come through, but wildlife friendly as well. The bees are going to absolutely love these.
And we do different types of plug plants here at YouGarden. These are what we call the Pro plugs. They're the most affordable. So Pro plugs are the most affordable. If you're gardening on a budget, if you're trying to get plants for just a few pence, then the Pro plugs are definitely your number one choice. And all you need to do, they arrive like this, and actually a lot of the, I grow seeds, of course I do, but sometimes it's a lot of work. It's all the, once they germinate, it's quite slow work taking every individual,
pricking them out,
and repotting them.
You have to be very gentle, don't you?
And as your eyes get worse, it's harder. As your eyes get worse, and your dexterity's not good. So it's, so we've done all the hard work. These have been beautifully grown. They've all germinated, and you just need to gently take them out.
I give them a squeeze. You put a thing in the bottom, don't you?
I
find if you squeeze like that, it just loosens it, and then you can ease them out.
Sometimes I'll get a twig and just push it to the bottom. But just take them gently out, repot them, and that means that you can repot them in 9cm pots, and there you go. They're all really
They're
healthy.
Really rooty.
Yeah, they are.
A small plant, but really rooty.
And some of these have been double sown. We guarantee 40, but some of these have got, quite a few have got two.
That's very true, actually, yeah.
So you may get more than 40.
That's a tour on the end here.
Yeah.
Pinching out on antirrhinums?
I do, but not until they're obviously a lot more established.
You need them a bit bigger, but pinch out, and that'll give you even more flowers.
Yeah.
So it's a pack of 40 of the Pro Plug plants. You're saving £7 on there. It brings it down to £12.99, but £11.04 if you are a club member.
Now, would you say I've been well bred, Bex?
Yes, absolutely.
Would you?
I've met your mum. Some good breeding there. Oh, she's lovely.
No, she is. You never met my dad, that was all.
No, I never met your dad.
I'm only joking, Dad, if you're watching from up there. Only joking. My dad was a lovely man, actually. He was a very sweet man. But we've got here I'm a bit teary there. We have got 30 years of a Sophinias now. He's been gone 17 years, but you didn't get a good man.
You never get over it.
He's such a kind man when he was a dad. But anyway, 30 years of Sophinia. Now, there are petunias out there. There are many different types of petunia. And do you know what? You see them on supermarket shelves, don't you, in the May time? But so many of them are not well bred.
No.
So many of them fall to pieces with the slightest shower.
This is what always makes me laugh when people go, "We could get it here," and I'm like, "Yeah, but." Like, you don't know the quality you're getting and where it's come from and the breeding that's gone behind it. And this was, when it first launched 30 years ago, an absolute breeding breakthrough, and it still is to this day. This is the petunia of choice. This is the petunia that all petunias want to be, because they are weather resistant, but it's the trail you get from these. Those pictures that we were just showing you there, that is a reality. That could be your garden. I would try and put them somewhere somewhere really nice and sunny, you know, they can cope with a little bit of shade, but if you want the biggest, best, beautiful, you know, blooms, you're going to want a really nice sunny spot for them.
And we broadcast from Lincolnshire. We're near Spalding. There's an outdoor kind of outlet nearby, and they have in summer, they always have massive hanging baskets of petunias, and I know that they're Sophinia petunias because they literally have trails that are 1 metre big.
Absolutely.
And they look amazing. So these are going to trail more. They're going to flower all summer long, and don't forget they are a lot more weather resistant. So you do pay a little bit more for the breeding, but it is worth it.
Totally
100%.
worth it. Make sure you feed them, make sure you keep them watered, and make sure you do a bit of deadheading.
Yeah.
I love deadheading petunias. It's my favourite thing to do. I love it. But I also like weeding, so I'm weird.
No, I like deadheading petunias because actually they're one of the easiest.
I love deadheading a petunia.
They're obvious.
If I ever go to somebody's garden and they've got petunias, I'm there like deadheading them for them.
Well, this year you can come to our pub garden.
I will happily do that.
All day as you sat there drinking a glass of wine.
Happily do that.
So if you want to go for those 6 varieties, they're all labelled. They come in the mini greenhouses, so they're all labelled. So if you do want to do certain pots full of the same colour, for example, like the blue vein or the snowy white, the hot pink, the choice is yours. But they are amazing in terms of breeding. Right, we've also got gazanias next. I grew these last year. I think you grew them the year before, didn't you, Beth?
It was a few years ago, to
Yeah.
be honest, but I had them in my garden for about 3 years because they actually made it through the winters. Actually, I hadn't had them for a few years. Maybe it's time to grow some more gazanias. I do love them. They're known as the African daisy. Yeah, you can see why. That lovely daisy. I mean, much bigger, by the way. They're much bigger flowers than a daisy. But yeah, that colour combination, the stripes, that you've got some solid colours, you've got those bi-colours in there. They're a drought-tolerant variety, so obviously keep them watered, but once they're established, actually, they don't really need all of the attention. And in a mild winter, these will come through for you next year. Most people grow them as annuals, and at this price, you absolutely can, can't you?
And they, again, the Arrivas Pro plugs already all really quite well established.
Yeah,
and they're quite
some really
big
good
for a Pro
growth.
plug. And all we need to do is pot them up, grow them on for the next sort of like 6 to 8 weeks, and then put them in a really sunny spot. And gazanias, they open up in the sunshine, but they close up at night or in the shade.
Yeah, which is a nice little interest, isn't it?
But they are great, and they flower all summer long. They're big, they're beautiful, they're bold, they're bright, and as Beck said, sometimes on a mild winter they do survive.
Yeah.
So, you know, do bear that in mind. I know my mum, last year she had gazanias in one of her borders, and they were one of her favourite plants. They're so striking, actually.
Totally.
And they are big flowers.
60 Pro plugs. Each one of those, they'll probably get to 25 centimetres, you know, so a nice little clump of those. Imagine that times 60 all the way down the front of a sunny border.
Yeah,
and the combination of those colours as well.
I'm so excited today thinking about our gardens. And you got a big saving those two. You are actually saving nearly £26. So a massive saving. And don't forget, we have got free postage on absolutely everything today. Now, all of our summer bedding, well, not all of it, but a lot of it is in stock, ready to go right now. So let's just remind you of some of the others. Busy Lizzies. Now, these are called Busy Lizzies because they are fast growing. They are busy, but they actually can do very well in shade. So if you've got an area in your garden that doesn't get a lot of light, but you want some glorious summer colour, then Busy Lizzie is a brilliant choice. The 3 that I was thinking about in terms of tolerating shade, Busy Lizzies, begonias and fuchsias. They're the 3 that really can tolerate shade. But I've grown Busy Lizzies in really quite poor light, and they've done very, very well. 490193, the Arrivas Pro plugs ready to grow on. Now, we're going to see these shortly. I grew a lot of these last year, the Geranium Fire Queen, and for me, this is the perfect geranium. I love the leaves. You've got bicoloured leaves, got really nice foliage, but these are what I would call a true red. And if you really want to create a garden that is bright, bold and beautiful, then these are just standout plants. They are one of the most drought-tolerant summer bedding. So if you're somebody that goes away quite a lot, geranium are a great choice. I mean, you see these in the med. Sometimes they don't get watered for several weeks. So they are one of the most drought-tolerant. They love full sunshine. They are easy to grow in a sunny spot, and you get 60 Pro plugs. 490305, just £21.99. And also coming up, we have got the Begonia Sahara Pro Plugs. Again, these are a good one. They're very, very resilient to weather. So you often see these used in commercial displays on roundabouts and things like that. Again, they'll tolerate fairly shady areas as well as full sunshine. They don't need deadheading, they just kind of clean up after themselves. They've got really kind of strong, luscious leaves, but they will flower all summer long with minimum effort. It's a very easy one. Quite low to the ground though, so they're kind of clump forming and great sort of ground cover plant. 490232 for the Begonia Sahara. And if you want the jumbo fuchsias, my favourite fuchsia by far. You get 4 varieties. You get Bella Rosella, you get Springtime, you get Voodoo, you get Deep Purple in here. There's a Deep Purple. And I always grow these in the pub garden, and I promise you, I always get so many compliments about the size of the flowers. That's the Bella Rosella. Look how massive those flowers are. They're blousy, they're big. That's the Deep Purple. Again, you get all 12 plug plants for just $14.99. But we do sell out of these very often in the, say in springtime, we do sell out of those. They're one of our absolute favourites, and they are ginormous flowers that you will get on those. Now, everything is on our website. You can give us a call today as well. Our phone lines are open as well. But if you click on the live now, this is everything that's on the show, and everything has got free postage if you use the offer code. And I know we've got lots of newbies today joining us, so don't forget to use that offer code and you'll get all the discounts, and you will get the free postage as well. Lots of people in the chat.
Loads of people, lots of emails being sent through. Do we want to show some of those now, Stu, or are we holding? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to start with Elaine. Thank you so much, Elaine. Good morning to you. She's just saying about her poppy collection that is starting to come up, and we can see that lovely poppy growth coming through. Obviously, we've got, I'm assuming that's strolts you put down there just to stop any new, growth being eaten by the snails. But absolutely, that is very recognisable poppy growth coming up, isn't it?
And I'm presuming, Elaine, those were the bare root poppies?
Yeah, it must be. I would have thought so.
Yeah, I'd have thought so.
I planted a poppy last year. And I'm seeing loads and loads of new growth, and I can't remember which poppy it was, so I'm going to be very excited to see. Not got a clue. You know me, I don't label anything. It's an exciting thing when it pops up. Eleanor says, crocus, I've been walking past this for weeks and it stopped me in my tracks yesterday. Saw them blooming out the corner of my eye.
Oh.
This looks so pretty.
Oh, and all the tulips about to come out as well.
Yeah, just popping up in there as well.
Beautiful.
Looking gorgeous there. And then we've had one from Linda as well, and I do want to read this one because this is very sweet. So Linda says, lasagna planting, exclamation mark. Morning both. As recommended, lasagna planted my free bulb pack last year. Brilliant. Tulips have got overexcited as the crocus haven't finished. It's in a sheltered position, but amazing considering I live in North Wales. Thanks for all the great advice. Thank you. We very
yes. That was
Wow, the tulips are opening already.
That's early, isn't it?
That is early, but that's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I wonder if they're the pansy cool waves.
Yeah,
as
I was
well.
just thinking that as well.
Yeah.
There must be some pansy cool waves you've got going around there too.
What a joyous display. That
Beautiful.
Is. Yeah.
Thank you, Linda.
But well done early too. None of my tulips are anywhere near that. I did plant them a bit late.
Rhiannon's. Oh no, we've done Rhiannon's. We saw Rhiannon's. Dingo says, morning gang, been busy, best to my capabilities. Bog garden coming along and have installed another archway. Already have amethyst falls on the other archway. Clematis or climbing rose on this one is his question. So what do we reckon? Should we go climbing rose or should we go clematis?
Do you know what? I'm going to go climbing rose.
Yeah.
Because we've got so many great varieties bred by Harkness.
I always say New Dawn for climbing rose, but I think there's lots of options. It depends what colour you like. But New Dawn is beautiful and it's got a lovely fragrance.
I've just planted the peach Melba.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. For my mum, actually.
If you like a red one, we've got Dublin Bay. That's a really nice one.
Because the only thing that I always think with clematis, you tend to get a shorter flowering season. With roses, you've got like potentially 6 months.
I think you get better fragrance with roses as well, don't you? Obviously, you get a nice scent with clematis, but you get way more fragrance with those.
So I'm going rose.
I'm going rose as well. We vote rose.
Yes.
You go for what you like, but our vote is for Rose.
Can we just say we're having a really busy morning? Don't forget, if you are new, the off code today is YGTV1025. That gives you free delivery on all the items on the show, and it unlocks all the discounts. But you do need to use that promotion code there, which is YGTV1025.
I do just want to show Alison's pictures, because thank you, Ali G. You're always first in with your emails, and I don't want to miss you at all. But yeah, she sent these pictures in. I mean, it's a Salix, isn't it? Those are the black ones. Did we do the black one last year, did we?
We did.
Oh, so you've got that one.
Or it could be... No, I don't think it is. I was going to say it could be the Pink Pussy Willow, which starts off black, but no, I don't think it is, because it's the...
It's looking
I think it's
good,
the black
though.
one. Yeah, it looks like the black
one. So that's
one.
one of... We've got a couple more pictures of Alison's to show.
Are they sweet, though?
They're lovely. I love them.
They're so tactile.
I've got the Kilmarnock Salix, and it's beautiful. Love that one. See, this is what I love about you, Ali G, is that you label everything, and I am rubbish at what it is. But every time I'm amazed at your wonderful labelling. You've got your crocus large flower in there, and we've got our snowdrops in there as well. Yeah. It is beautiful handwriting, Stu. You're right. She's got gorgeous handwriting.
My snowdrops have just gone over now.
Yeah.
That a couple of days of sun finished them off.
And then one final one from Ali G. Ooh, look at those little labels. Okay, so we've got 25 bulbs, Narcissus tete-a-tete, 20 bulbs, tulip parrot. Can't see what's behind that. Bulbs, something.
Those be aconites, aren't they?
They're aconites for sure. Plum Victoria tree, bare root. So you planted your Plum Victoria in there as well.
See, that is lovely. I love
in one of our heavy-duty pots.
Yeah, I love all that underplanting.
It's great.
Yeah,
perfect.
Fabulous.
Thank you, everybody. We love seeing all your pictures. We love it when, I mean, it's nice, isn't it, to share some information and knowledge with you, and then you do it, and you come back to us and go, it works. Yeah. That's really quite fulfilling,
I love our garden community. Really do.
It's brilliant.
We were just saying, we learn from you as well. Sometimes we pick up ideas and planting schemes.
That's why I want to see your gardens, so I can steal your ideas. That's why.
But that's what that's what it's about, isn't it? Some of you know, but I run a garden club in our village, and the best day is we do a thing called Safari Gardens, and several of us open up our gardens. We all go round. And loads of people serve wine and that, which is great. But it's so interesting. And everyone's got totally different gardens. Some are really small little spaces, some are huge, and everything in between. But it's great, and you do learn, don't you?
Yeah.
You really do. But I always think when it comes to your own garden, it is fundamentally just about finding the right plant for that position.
Yeah.
I think it's quite simple. If a plant wants shade, give it shade. If it wants sun, give it sun. If it needs shelter, give it shelter. Get the right soil type. But if you follow those principles, it can be quite easy, can't it?
It can be, indeed.
But it's always nice to try something new, and occasionally we all make mistakes, and that's fine.
Good morning to Anne, by the way, who's in the Facebook chat. She just said she's ordered some more compost because she doesn't want to run out. Absolutely, I'll be doing exactly the same thing myself. One bag left, so I need to get my order in.
Do you know I discovered it yesterday?
What's that?
If you order a lot, you become a VIP customer and you get a special catalogue.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you must... I don't think I'm up in that category yet. Was it the big A4 one?
Yeah, did you get it?
I got one the other day.
Well, that means you're VIP now.
Oh, I'm a VIP!
So, because normally the catalogue is great, but if you suddenly receive a big catalogue, it means that you've maybe spent quite a bit with us, But I was like, So anyway,
nice. I haven't opened it yet, but it's there on the side.
You've obviously
ready.
Spent a fair amount.
Ready for when I sit down and have a cup of tea. I'll be reading that.
I think loads of you will be getting it, but I can't guarantee. All
right, let's talk about some agapanthus, shall we?
Yes.
Because this one is the fireworks variety. Now, I love agapanthus. You know it's my nemesis, but it's going to be fine. I've sorted it for this year. I think all agapanthus is gorgeous, but I do think that this one has got a little bit of just an edge on others because of the bicolour bloom you've got. The opening bit of our BT, our show opener as we call it, it opens with these shots that you can see here, because look at it. Look at it.
I know.
It's beautiful.
I mean, all agapanthus are striking, beautiful. They make a great cut flower. But yeah, that bicolour, the way that the blue just bleeds into the white is absolutely extraordinary. And agapanthus, they do love the sunshine. They come from countries like South Africa, so they really do like a bright sunny position. And they are happy in beds and borders, happy in pots as well, but they do like to be confined. When we say confined, they like their roots hugged. So, you know, don't put them in too big a pot too soon. Don't put them in vast open spaces in your beds and borders. They like to be crammed in a little bit.
And when we say crammed in, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Now, any other plant, you'd look at that and go, oh, it's pot bound. I need to pot it on. I need to get a bigger pot. Don't do that. They actually really love to have that hug.
Yeah.
So some people like to plant them into their borders so that it looks like a border plant. Well, you can do that. You can put it into a pot and bury the pot, and then it still looks like it's part of your border plant. They're winter hardy down to, they can cope with minus temperatures. They can go down to probably about -5. But just, you know, a big thick layer of mulch, or my mum wraps bubble wrap around the pot, you know, to help give it that extra winter protection. There's lots of things you can do that's really nice and simple.
But just keep them confined, and they will flower beautifully for you every single year. And you get all of those, you get all 3 in 9 centimetre pots for just £21.22. Now we are going to move on to our Begonia Sahara. And so I'm going to be blunt about these. Because I don't think Begonia Sahara are maybe if you look at the individual flowers, they're not as outstanding as some of the other bedding that we've got. But what they do produce is a mass of colour.
Yes.
So when you plant them en masse, they look amazing, and they're often used on roundabouts, commercial displays. I think that looks great. So if you look at the individual flowers, they're quite a simple flower, but when you get so many against that lovely foliage, I think they create the most incredible displays.
I do as well, and I think with this, it's just not all about the flower.
No, it's about the foliage as well.
The foliage and the flower together is what makes this a standout, you know, combination. The lovely little dots of yellow in the centre with the very bright coloured petals that you've got there. And then the difference in colour between the foliage, because it's not just green, is it? You've got burgundies and different colours in there. So this for me is about the whole plant, not just about summer flowers.
And the reason why they're used commercially is they are very resilient, so they will tolerate a bit of drought as well. They like a sunny spot, but I have grown them in sort of like part shade.
Well, you've got the whole thing with begonias. I mean, this goes across all the begonia varieties we bring you. You know, they're a British favourite because they are weather resistant, because they like a sunny spot but can also cope in a shadier spot, and because they're low maintenance and flower for ages. I mean, these will go May right the way through to October and into November.
And they don't suddenly
flowering.
go to mush when it rains. They don't mind a windy position. They're probably one of the easiest summer bedding plants to go. Absolutely, and that's why they are used, say, in commercial displays as well. And the Arrivas plug plants, as I said earlier, they're pro plugs, most affordable ones that we do. All you need to do is gently squeeze those out. I get a little stick sometimes and just push up from the bottom, grow them on, keep them protected from frost, and then they will give you magnificent displays all summer long.
Really healthy. I mean, a great root system on there from that pro plug, just waiting to be grown on and then planted out and flower for you all summer long. Oh, we're into it. This is it. Spring is here. It's so exciting. We've been talking about it. It's now here.
I mean, it's so weird for us working at the nursery for 12 months of the year. You know, it's although we enjoy the winter, of course we do, but actually this time of year is the most exciting time. Everything's coming back to life. We've nearly made it through another winter. 3 more weeks and the clocks will have changed. That means you can be gardening till about 7:30 at night. It's a great time. And I always think one thing I learned last year, because we were both very busy with our new jobs and things last year, but planning and getting a head start is actually really important, you know, and to get your garden sorted today, you know, to start making a start on your summer bedding, it's so important. It really is, because the sooner you get started, the better your garden's going to look. And, you know, if we have a lovely sort of like first May bank holiday, you want your garden to look great, don't you?
Oh, always. Absolutely.
Right. Nymphofia coming up next. Red Hot Pokers.
Yeah, the Red Hot Pokers. Now, Nymphofia, I really enjoy these. Not something I've ever I did used to have it in a previous garden, but not recently. But they're facing a bit of a renaissance at the moment. These have come back into fashion, and I can absolutely understand why, because they are bright, they are beautiful, and these are really, really quite easy, drought-tolerant plants. All they really want from you is a bright, sunny spot. They're winter hardy, despite being, I think they're South African native, aren't they?
Yes.
They're fully winter hardy, despite, you know, loving a sunny spot. And that's all they really need. Just put them somewhere sunny, water them until they get established. Once they're established, they are drought tolerant, so they don't need you to be out there every single day. But they are dramatic, they are beautiful. And the biggest thing for me is how wildlife friendly these are. You know, they absolutely adore these. Bees think these are the best thing.
They are evergreen as well. I mean, the foliage can get a little bit straggly during the winter. I always tidy mine up in springtime. They do, I think they clump form quite quickly.
Yeah.
So they are, you know, fairly swift at getting themselves established.
There's new growth popping up in the pot there. Look, little new shoot coming up. Just coming up out the ground. It's amazing how quick that's going to grow as well, isn't it?
Do you know what? I think the Phophia, or red hot pokers, I know. I think they go really well in a country cottage garden, but they can look really contemporary. And
you're right. Do you know what? Absolutely. They could mix quite happily in a cottage garden, but if you want to create a more contemporary look, that could do it as well. Oh, Stu, that's a good shout.
What's
Maybe some of the black grass. You know, the Ophiopogon.
Yes.
You could put Ophiopogon around the base.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh!
Why do I always pronounce that? I always pronounce that Ophiopogon. That's wrong, isn't it?
We don't mind. However you want to do it.
I always do.
Adam pronounces it differently.
Does
well.
he?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
God.
does. Yeah.
Yes.
We're not bothered. Say it how you like.
I was thinking that as well. That was not going to really fly at the same time. I'd like it in a pampas grass, but
yeah, I don't think it needs to flower at the same time, though, does it? You just want the grass foliage.
Anyway, if you want it, you get 3 in 9-cent pots, just $15.27. Don't forget, got loads of new customers today. Hello, if you just joined us, my name's Shaun Ryan, known as Shaun Ryan, presenter and plant man. This is lovely Bex Edwards.
Hello.
We are YouGarden television, and we are live every Sunday and every Thursday. Our current hours are 9:30 to 12:30 on a Sunday, and on a Thursday we are
10 till 1.
We
mix it up, we change it about a bit, don't we? Obviously, as the seasons go through, we will change the hours. So yeah, that's why there's this like
pause in what we say. But the main things are, on the live shows, you get free delivery on everything, which is incredible. You also get special discounts, but you need to use the off code. It's really easy. It says YGTV 1025. Put that off code in your basket, and it unlocks all of the different promotions.
I know, I just reading that, Stu. Neil's just said, love the Nephophia. We'll have to check my planted book. How organised are you? As I think I bought and planted some. So he's obviously got a little book that he writes it down in.
And Neil, if you have planted some, it should be still in foliage right now, so they don't die back in the winter. I mean, it might look a bit straggly now. That's perfectly normal. So go and check your garden today, Neil.
And his little book, I love that. I love how organised that is.
I wish I was that organised, Neil. The size of my garden, the amount of plants that need to be like a book this big.
All right. Something we've both grown, and I had this last year.
And I've got it growing right now.
And you're growing it right now. Geranium Fire Queen. And I do think, I mean, I love the fragrance. This, for me, it transports me back to my nan's conservatory. She used to grow geranium, and I'm sure it was the Fire Queen, in the conservatory. So that scent that you get from this foliage, and Shaun, have a little sniff of it now, because that, oh my word.
It does smell really nice.
Oh, that just takes me right back to my nanny. Lovely lady. But then it's about those flowers that you get at the top of that foliage, the lovely zonal foliage that you have there, and then these clusters of flowers that come up out the top. That was my front door last year, with all the Geranium Fire Queens around the base of those pots, the lovely, you know, lobelia there, and then my cypress trees in the middle. Loved it. Really bright.
And I mean, I love that colour scheme. I really do.
It's good, isn't it? I was proud of that.
Yeah, it looks great. But geraniums are one of the, in fact, I'm going to say they're probably the most drought-tolerant bedding plant that we do. So if you do get that long, hot, dry summer that we are due, or if you go away on holiday, you know, a friend of mine said, I think it was last year, she said, I'm going away a lot this summer, so I'm not going to bother with any summer bedding.
What?
And I was like, well, just do geraniums. Because you can go away for 2-3 weeks and they'd still be fine.
They're really pretty drought tolerant.
Yeah.
That's actually why I put them in those little pots, because smaller pots, obviously you need to keep an eye on the watering a little bit more, but I was like, actually I can get away with it with Geranium Fire Queen because they are drought tolerant.
And sometimes, my mum is partially sighted, so what we do, we plant the whole back of her garden with geraniums. We did it last year. We had loads of pots of these geraniums. So when she could see from her conservatory, she could still see the red at the back, which you can't see the individual flowers, but she can see where the geraniums are. So a lot of people always say if you plant bright colours at the back of your garden, it brings it closer as well. But they're easy, they're drought tolerant, they flower all summer long. And I love, say, the bicoloured foliage on those as well. And you get 60 of those for $18.69 for club members.
They're great. Again, all summer long, right the way through to October, November. So, you'll start seeing those flowers around May time and they'll just keep going right the way through. Just keep deadheading. Make sure you keep on top of that and that'll keep those blooms coming through.
There's one side of the pub garden that I look after that gets full sun all day long. Oh, they do love sun, by the way. But I always plant that with geraniums and they're so low maintenance. But sometimes having the same colour en masse really, really works. Now, we've got lots of different strawberry runners here at YouGarden, different varieties. But for me, the Everbearer probably makes the most sense.
It does, and this is why I grow this one. So it's called Sweet Summer, the variety, but it's an ever-bearing variety of strawberry, which means that it doesn't have a particular cropping season. Obviously, it's summer, but this just keeps going. So you'll have like the Cambridge Favourite, for example, which is a favourite in the UK. That's a mid-season cropper, so end of June and into July, that's its cropping season. This one just keeps cropping for you right the way through the summer months because it's an ever-bearer.
So you get strawberries June, July, August, maybe even into September, which is incredible. And I just prefer that because, if you've got a variety of... there's a strawberry farm near where I live, actually, and you can go and pick your own, but they're only open about 3 weeks of the year. And then it's all over. I'm like, well, why don't you grow Everbearers? But with this, rather than getting all your strawberries at once and not knowing what to do with them, you get 3 months of strawberries, and every one of these runners will establish can produce up to 1 kilo of strawberries throughout the season, which is absolutely amazing. And they're sweet, they're delicious, and all you need to do when you get them home, they'll arrive. They've actually been in the cold store. These have been frozen throughout the winter, believe it or not, and they'll be so grateful for a bit of warmth. Just give them a good soak. I would say at least an hour to 2 hours. Give them a good soak.
Give them a good drink.
And then plant them in pots, containers, whatever, or in beds and borders, nice in a position. And you will get some strawberries this year, but it's going to be year 2 and year 3 that you're going to get those kilos and kilos.
Get yourself some strolch, protect it from the slugs and snails. They do like to eat them. But, hanging baskets is a great idea for growing strawberries in because obviously it's just up that little bit higher, and which is more difficult for the slugs and snails to get to. But I grow them in the heavy-duty pots. I would put 3 runners into each of the heavy-duty pots. I did plant 5. I overcrowded.
Did you?
I think 3 is enough. I think it was a bit overcrowded, to be honest with you. So actually, I'm thinning them out this year, and I think 3 is enough.
Okay.
You could probably do 5 first year.
But then you'd have to split.
But then you'd have to split it in later years, which is what I found I'm doing. I might be wrong, I don't know, but I'm suggesting 3.
Well, I guess they grow to about 25 centimetres, about 25, so 3 would be about right for those.
It really is.
If you want the heavy-duty pots, honestly, the best product we've ever bought from YouGarden. And we mean that. Apart from the compost, but in terms of something you use, I know a lot of ladies talk about price per wear with clothes.
Yep.
I never talk about price per wear with my clothes, as you can imagine. But in terms of that investment today, $16.99 for club members for 4. I've got some pots that are now 15 years old, and I've never broken one. It's really hard to break these, isn't it? They're so strong.
The handles never rip off.
No,
You've got the great big drainage holes, which is really good for growing anything in. Anything. The majority of plants can recover much easier from being underwater than they can from sitting in water. And this is why you find these in nurseries with plants growing in them, because they are commercial grade growing pots.
And do you know what? One year you may grow things in them, you might grow your tomatoes in them. But another year you might be just using them for storage. You might be using, I mean, these are some of the things I genuinely use them for. These are my pots in my greenhouse. I have compost in there. It's a lot easier to work from a pot rather than a bag. It really, really is. Because there's 30 litres, I mean, my green bin is full at the moment, so I've got a few of these just full of weeds and cuttings until my green bin's emptied. But you get an awful lot in there, 30 litres in total. So great for deadheading. This area, it was a bit of a mess, but it's underneath a big tree, so it's always dropping. There's always leaves there and bits of branches and all sorts. So again, great for general tidying up. But they are brilliant for raspberries, strawberries. They are fantastic for your tomatoes, potatoes in there, and they are pretty much impossible to break. And the reviews on those are amazing. So if you want to go for them, that's such a good price. $16.99 for all 4 of those. 130011. Now, these two have been really popular. One of the lovely things about YouGarden is we get some really rare things as well.
Yeah.
And some unusual things.
Something a bit different, a bit unusual, and that is definitely what we've got for you with this Callistem and the Red Rocket. We do other varieties of Callistem and they are beautiful, but this one's brand new this season to our range from Peter's little Sicily trip that he did, his little buying trip over to Sicily.
Well, it turned out to be quite a big trip. I think he bought tens of thousands of plants, didn't he?
Yeah, I love this. I think it's really, really beautiful. Now, in the writing about the Callistem and on the website, we talk about it being a great alternative to Petunia, and I think it's because you've got a similar look to it. The brand new foliage that comes through is this lovely bright red colour, but this one I think is just a standout in comparison. It's got an absolute wow factor to it. You could grow it en masse like this. You could grow a whole hedge of this and have that bright red foliage colour coming through. Obviously it's evergreen, so it won't drop its leaves. It's got this lovely kind of fuzz to it, like a downy fuzz to the foliage. It's so soft. It's really tactile,
do you know
quite
what?
beautiful.
I've forgotten that. It's very soft, isn't it?
And I really like the way that it just kind of illuminates in the sunshine there.
And you know, we've said it does remind us of the different types of Photinia, the red robin, but it's a lot more compact. It will only go to about 1.50 m by 1.50 m. We do class it as sort of semi-hardy, so it might need a little bit of protection. You want it in a nice, sunny, sheltered corner. But when established, hardy to about -5.
Yeah, about -5 once it gets established.
But love, it's beautiful and so unusual, isn't it?
Love it.
Yeah. When it first arrived from Sicily, we both were absolutely gobsmacked. And then something that I am buying today.
I knew you would. Actually, I knew you would. The size of the plant to the price of the on screen, I just think that's probably the deal of the week.
I would have, even with YouGarden prices, I would have put that probably closer to £50.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, certainly 45.
It's a really nicely established plant here. It's in a 5-litre pot, so it's a really nice big one.
Now, I can't wait for the flowers there, because the fragrance is amazing.
Yeah, it's a beautiful scent on here. Honestly, the scent that you get, and it's known as Japanese mock orange because it's strong, it's citrusy, it's orange, it's beautiful. The flowers themselves aren't exactly, stand out, but it's the fragrance that those flowers give that is amazing.
But that's really pretty. I love the foliage, really glossy leaves. So lots of sunshine.
Yeah, decent sunny spot. It can cope with a part shady spot, I think, but, decent amount of sunshine.
And I'm going to put mine with my Mediterranean plants. That's where mine's going to be. And then in terms of flowering, I'm sort of thinking midsummer.
Yes, midsummer. Sort of late. It's late
July.
Spring, early summer.
Oh, really? It's a bit earlier than I thought.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Ooh. Because, now I'm thinking I need to buy one now.
Yeah, May, June time, I reckon, is when you get those flowers. You can see the buds.
Because I was going to say, buds are coming, yeah.
They're forming. So May, June, I think, is when you'll get those lovely flowers. Dingo, I know you got this one from us last year. You sent this picture in for us earlier on in the week. Look, that's Dingo's.
I wonder if he's flowered.
So those pots that he's got down the bottom there, those are the ones that I bought loads of. I think I've got 12 of them that I put all my dahlias in. Nice big pots though, they're really good. But look, can you see the buds?
I can.
Bud, loads and loads of them. So the scent that Dingo's going to get from that plant is going to be amazing in a little while.
Yeah, definitely going for this one. I think
Yeah.
our current stock is really good quality as well, don't you?
It is really
and
good.
they really, that is the size you're going to get for $25.49 for club members. So, yes. But I'm definitely going to put mine in a pot, and it's definitely going in my sunny. I've got a sunny little sort of
Little Mediterranean area.
Yeah, which I know it's going to love it there.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty tough, they're pretty hardy, but you might need to give them just a little bit of extra protection.
And that is 610-034. So if you have just joined us, a very, very good morning.
Hello there.
Welcome to YouGarden Television. What a lovely week we've had, haven't we?
I know. Have you had lots of time in the garden this week, Shaun?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
That's good.
There was so much to do that. But yeah, I've really made I've got loads. Yeah, I have got a lot done, and I feel just really excited about this summer. And I know we didn't have a great summer last year, but we are certainly due a good summer.
We're always optimists.
We are, and isn't it exciting when you start to get everything back to shape in the garden? I know a lot of you have been cutting your lawns, you'll have been pruning, you'll have been weeding, and starting to think about your planting schemes as well. And something that is absolutely crucial is using the right compost, isn't it? Whatever you're doing, whether you're growing on the plug plants, whether you're planting up perennials, whatever you're planting, our compost, with the exception of acid-loving plants, is the perfect compost for you. And do you know, every time we open up a bag of this, and we must have opened up
so many,
hundreds of bags in our lifetime, it always smells and looks so good.
It really does, and this is what makes it stand out from other bags of compost that we've bought in the past. When we run out occasionally, we've been to the garage or something.
Yeah, occasionally. It's so frustrating.
It's
You've
so
got to
annoying.
buy the compost.
So annoying, but it does stand out, and I think it's the texture more than anything that stands out for me. It's not the same texture that you get when you open up other bags. It's light, it's loose, it's airy, and this is one of the reasons why you want to go for this compost. It gives room for roots to grow, to spread, to reach for their nutrients, to reach for their moisture, but also it gives them access to oxygen, which is really vital for root development and growth.
I know we don't claim to be the cheapest, but
No.
actually with your club discount and free delivery, 21.23 is actually, it's a good price.
Yes.
But we do claim to be the best. And you have to remember that we actually have two nurseries, and we work on the main nursery, 11 acres, but we grow so many plants ourselves here. You know, all of our beetroot roses, all of our beetroot hydrangeas, our ready-made hanging baskets, all grown in this compost. And if there was a better compost, we would be using it.
It's true.
Yeah, this is what the nursery survives on. You know, if our plants weren't great quality, we wouldn't have a business.
We had a lovely message from Anna. It was actually via TikTok, but still using our compost. And she'd done an experiment where she planted up some bulbs in our compost, and she planted up some bulbs in another compost. It shouldn't make too much of a difference
Not
to
with the
bulbs,
bulbs,
should
no.
it? But it had, and she'd
Really?
done this video and she tagged YouGarden in it on TikTok, and it's amazing the difference. All of these bulbs in our compost, sprouting. The other one, there's like 3 or 4 of them coming up. Barely anything happening.
And the one thing that I noticed, because I did a little experiment last year with my tomatoes, and the ones that I grew in a coir-based compost, constantly drying out.
Yeah.
They really were. And they did dry out several times, and I ended up with quite fibrous tomatoes.
It makes a big difference
Yeah.
as well. Makes a big difference.
Well, this is our pre-professional compost. You've got composted wood fibre, you've got different types of peat there, reduced quantities. You've got slow release fertiliser, you've got a wetting agent so it doesn't dry out. pH buffer so it's the right pH for virtual plants out there. It is an absolutely brilliant compost. And if you are a club member, you save £3.75 every single time you order this. So don't forget, that's why there are 2 prices on the screen. You can become a club member today for just £10 a year, and you're going to save instantly £3.75 on your compost. But let's remind you of the summer bedding that is here, because we are now officially into March, into springtime, and these are our busy Lizzies. So again, out of all the summer bedding, one of the ones that really will do well in sun or shade. So if you've got a shady area but you want to make it really colourful for summer, then Busy Lizzies are definitely a good choice. Great ground cover, 490193, £11.04 for club members. Then we have got the best bred petunias. These are Sophinia petunias. So these are the ones that grow really, they trail profusely up to about 1 metre. They flower all summer long. The flowers are more resilient to things like bad weather and rain, and you get all 18 plug plants, 408.81 at £17.99. Then we've got our garden ready sweet peas. Now these are our fragrant trails, so they're a bit more compact. They trail, so they're great for hanging baskets. And again, if you deadhead them, they will flower all summer long. 410 187. Club discount price is just £16.98. And then we've got those really nice antirrhinums, the Twinny Mix. So these are doubles, but they're also a lot more compact. And we've put together a really fantastic collection of so many different colours. Again, they arrive as Pro Plugs, so you just need to grow them on a little bit. And they're £4.90, £1.97, just £11.04. Our Pro Plugs are the most affordable plugs that we do. Then we've got the Begonia Sahara. Love these, they're great for ground cover. Again, they're easy to grow. I would say they're fairly drought tolerant. They flower all summer long. You don't need to deadhead these ones either. And you've got lovely colours of flowers. You've got red, you've got pink, you've got white, but also you have got different coloured foliage. The green and the bronze is included. £4.90 232 at just £13.99 or £11.89 for club members. And then if you're looking for really bright, bold, colourful summer plants, we have got the Gazania Sunrise. I love these. A lot of them are bi-coloured. They've got great scents to them. I'm going to say they're more frost resistant than lots of other summer bedding. So they will tolerate frost. In a mild winter, they actually sometimes survive. They open up in the sunshine and close up when it gets a little bit cloudy or when it's late at night. £4.90 304. And then the most drought tolerant summer bedding we've got is the geranium Fire Queen. So if you're somebody that is away quite a lot during the summer months, if you don't like to water, geraniums, just put them in a sunny position. In pots or in beds and borders, don't worry about them too much and they'll be absolutely fine. And I love the fact that you're getting the bi-coloured leaves on here. You're getting that, what to me is the perfect red as well. £4.90 305. Oh, and we have been massively busy for our Mecanopsis. This is the Himalayan Blue Poppy. A few golden rules with this one. It's an extraordinary poppy, but in the right conditions, it can thrive. It's actually got the AGM, the Award of Garden Merit from the RHS. So the golden rules are acid soil. If you haven't got it, you need to plant these in ericaceous compost. Shade. They only need a little bit of sunshine, maybe early morning sun or evening sun, but that is it. Don't let them dry out, and maybe give them a little protection from slugs when they are young plants. And then you are going to have the most gorgeous Himalayan blue poppy. Totally winter hard. I mean, they come from the Himalayas, so yes, they actually do really well in cold climates, these. So, you know, if you live in the north, Scotland, they really suit that colder climate. 480 678. And then we have got a summer strawberry, but this is what we call an ever bearer. So rather than just getting strawberries for 3 weeks in June, you actually get strawberries for 3 months. This particular variety will produce strawberries for three months or so. The strawberries are sweet, delicious. Again, give them a good soak. They arrive as runners. Give them a good soak. Plant them in any containers you've got. Give strawberries a bit of protection from slugs, but they are going to produce fruit for several years. This variety doesn't produce as many runners, but it does put its efforts into producing far more fruit for longer periods, and that is 320 070. And then we brought you those lovely Iris bulbs. The value here is outstanding. You get 100 bulbs for just £12.99 or £11.04. Lovely, beautiful flowers. I love the structure of an Irish flower, don't you? The iris just looks so exotic, really. And these one will tolerate a slightly sort of boggy position as well, and that is 630 366, just £11.04. So amazing value with YGTV, and don't forget to get all of the discounts. You do need to use that offer code, which is YGTV 1025. Now we also brought you the Red Hot Pokers, or Nifofia. This is the flamenco Red Hot Poker. These are fabulous, you know. So first of all, they are evergreen, so you still get foliage in the winter. They flower sort of like July time normally, so mid to late summer. You get these big spikes of bright colours. You get yellows, you get oranges, you get the flame reds, and the pollinators absolutely love them. And when established, quite drought tolerant, loves a sunny spot. You get them in 9cm pots, 560 999. And then one of the most beautiful agapanthus, this one is known as Fireworks, and it's a bicoloured one, so you get a lovely kind of blue that just fades exquisitely into the white. Now, we do say the wind's hardy, but they may need a bit of protection in colder areas, so maybe a bit of mulch, something like that. And don't forget, they like to be in confined spaces, so if you do put them in pots, don't suddenly put them into a massive pot where they've got loads and loads of room, because you just get lots of leaves, but you won't get the flowers. So, don't pot them on too quickly. Don't put them into too big spaces, and you'll get amazing flowers. 561028 at £24.97. So 21.22 for club members. And then the other agapanthus that we've got is this beautiful popping purple. It's a lovely colour, this one, isn't it? I love agapanthus, and you get so many flowers just on that one tall stem. And also, don't forget, agapanthus don't need staking. So unlike poppies and many other, say, tall perennials that need staking, these ones have really strong stems as well and make a great cut flower. 560 963, just £24.97. Club discount price is £21.22 on that one. God, what a great selection we've got today. But if you have just joined us, good morning. How's everyone doing?
Good morning to you. Hope you've been enjoying all the beautiful weather that we've been having. It's exciting, isn't it, to get out in the garden? It's exciting to make plans, and that's what we're here for, to help you to make those plans. And we're going to bring you a couple of standards now, which are really good options. Standards are something that we do incredibly well here at YouGarden. We have high standards, but we also have amazing standard trees. We're going to start off with the Ceanothus standards, and this is a double up deal. You can get one of them, and that would be beautiful. In fact, I think an odd number of these, perhaps 3 or 5, in a line, in a border somewhere against the fence, would look amazing. But if you just want a pair of these, one for either side of a doorway or a pathway or your conservatory doors, this is the best deal, because it's £39.99 for one. But if you go for 2, it's £49.99. And then, of course, if you're a club member, you're going to take 15% off that price. So
we worked out it's about £42.50 for club members for 2, £21.25 each. And there are so many reasons to go for the Ceanothus. First of all, they are hardy, so fully winter hardy. Evergreen. So even in the depths of winter, imagine Christmas Day, these would still be evergreen, and you could put little lights on, things like that. Not that we want to think about Christmas, by the way. But then in May time, they are going to be just a ball of that beautiful lilac.
I mean, that is just a standout image right there, isn't it? But you could have that in your garden. And I will point out, on the top of here, there are so many buds. The buds are forming on Ceanothus. And if you've been watching us for a while, you know how excited I get about Ceanothus. In May, Ceanothus is the standout plant, isn't it? You know, a lot of the things, you're waiting for the next lot to come up, your tulips have been up, and you're waiting for the next lot of plants to come up. Ceanothus is the one that draws your attention in May.
And it's normally in flower during the May bank holidays. You know, when you're having your first barbecues and you're out there. Pollinators love it as well. It is easy. It's one of the hardest Ceanothuses in terms of varieties, but also, easy to grow. It just needs a sunny spot and well-drained soil.
An annual prune is pretty much all you need to do. Obviously, after flowering, so wait until sort of you go into and the flowers have gone over, and then a little prune just to maintain this shape up at the top here. You sometimes get flowers that come out through the summer and into autumn as well, but that May is its biggest one, and that is when it is standout. So
I'm smiling. I was helping my mum in her garden yesterday, and she was like, "That Ceanothus needs cutting back." I'm like, "Mum,
no, not yet.
I'm not going to do it now." And honestly, I mean, my mum, bless her, my mum is a good gardener, but obviously she's in her 80s and stuff now. But I said, "Look, Mum, no." And I looked at it, and it was
covered in buds.
Yeah. It would have been criminal.
Wait.
But But they are beautiful, and a lot of work has gone into the actual growing of these. You don't find standard ceanothus regularly. When you do, they can be very expensive.
Very expensive. No, not when you're watching YGTV, though.
Aren't they pretty as well?
They're beautiful.
Even before they flowered, they're really nice, aren't they?
Absolutely beautiful.
You need to put 2 in your basket and then you get a discount. The other standard that Bex has got here is that these are the ones I've got in the pub garden.
They are, yeah, and I really like it. Again, you've got an evergreen plant here, but you've got the fragrance that goes along with it. The foliage is actually fragrant. But this one's a little precocious because it's already got flowers coming. It's a little early,
It is.
but fine, we don't mind. But you are going to get all these beautiful fragrant flowers on here that pollinators adore. My border of lavender, which, as I say, unfortunately is going to come up this year, but I've loved it for the last sort of 8-9 years that it's been there because it's humming with life every single year. The activity for the bees and the butterflies within that lavender is incredible.
But again, really quite rare to get one as a standard as well.
I mean, you can see the work that's gone into that.
And actually, this is the pub garden that I look after, and I've got them. This was taken in sort of like October time, I think, when I was just planting up the winter bedding. But yeah, we were dodging the rain that day. I remember now, Stu. But they really create a fantastic centrepiece. Those are about a year. Yeah, they've only been about a year. If that, actually, I think less than that. But you get that ball of great foliage all year round. But what I really love about it is in summer, you get that fantastic fragrance and you get those lovely flowers. And for me, adding that extra height just makes such a difference. It really does.
I mean, that does make that stand. If it was low planted, it just wouldn't look as special, would it?
No, really wouldn't. Now, we'll be honest, mine did get a bit of nipping from the frost. They're still alive, but I've just trimmed them back now, actually, because they've got a little bit frostbitten. But we do class them obviously as winter hardy.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty tough. They're drought tolerant as well once they get established. And I just think there should be a place for lavender in every garden.
Yeah, totally agree.
In every garden, there should be a little place, even if it's just one.
And just getting those, we all know as gardeners, getting those pollinators in the garden is so important. Last year was a very bad year for butterflies. I think it was the worst butterfly count in about 14 years because of the wet spring and summer. So get these in your garden, great for bees and butterflies. And you're right, you actually hear that. There is a hum, isn't there?
There is a hum.
Yes.
Absolutely.
No, hang on, that's not my cat. That's the noise my cat makes.
I love it.
Yes.
I've got so many videos of just bees hopping around lavender, and it's just fantastic. It's only $25.49 if you're a club member. We've taken a really nice saving off there as well, £15.
Very busy today. Thank you to all of the new customers as well. Don't forget, when you place your order, you have to use the off code, which changes every week, YGTV1025, and that will unlock all of the promotions and give you your free postage. So we'll show you the ceanothus, £29.99. Put 2 in, 60 quid, and you got postage. Well, that's not what we want.
I don't want to pay 60 quid. I think
Use
we
the
can do that a bit better.
No, I don't want to pay 60 quid.
No.
£60 is not bad.
No, well, it's not.
No.
But we just know how good our prices are. Put that code in and look what happens.
There you go. 7 to 10 and you got free postage. And also there will be a reminder, join our club today and save £9.
Is that right number? Oh, it does it pre-discount, that's why.
So, I mean, honestly, it's
That's
brilliant.
crazy.
I know, it's crazy. So club membership is a tenner for the year and you'd save £9 on that first order.
I know.
So do, honestly, that's a massive saving just from joining the club today. So if you're not a club member, join today, do it your first order, and, if you're buying those 2 ceanothus, you'd pretty much get your money back in the first order. And you'd get loads of discount vouchers to spend with us as well.
Yes, that's what we like.
We're going to go back to our what we call our favourites table. These were the top sellers on Thursday. And we're going to start off with the gazanias.
Yeah, 60 of these Pro Plug plants. The African daisy, as they're known, bigger, obviously, than daisy flowers. Wonderful colour mix that you've got here. Each of these plants, these little Pro Plugs that you can see here, they just need growing on and then planting into pots or borders. Each one's going to reach about 25 by 25 centimetres and flower all the way through. I mean, they often start in around May time, May, June, July, August, September, October, maybe even into November as well, depending on the weather.
And all you need to do is save £26 by ordering them now, and that is 490304. Then we've got our 30 years of Sophinia. So Sophinia's a completely different type of breed of petunia, basically, and the main differences are they're more resilient to wet weather, they flower longer, they trail up to 1 metre or so, and they give you the best displays. You get 6 varieties. You get the blue vein variety, you get the hot pink, you get the snow white. That's how they arrive. Really strong plugs, just ready to grow on a little bit before you plant them outside. Just protect them from the frost, obviously. 400-881.
And the next up, we have our antirrhinums, or snapdragons is what you will know them as. These come to you as the Pro Plugs as well, and pack of 40, right? So you're going to get a pack of 40 of these. That's 40 that you're looking at right there in those Pro Plugs. So you just need to grow those on. But another one that's going to flower for you all summer long, give you that gorgeous fragrance as well. These normally start around June time, July, August, September, and into October, reaching about 30 centimetres in height, spreading by about 20 centimetres. Bees adore antirrhinums. These are a favourite to those, and they work in cottage garden styles. They can go into borders, they can go into pots. They're really versatile, but lovely colour mix and beautiful fragrance on those.
And then we've got these sweet peas. This is a lovely trailing mix. These are ideal for things like hanging baskets. So if you want to try something different, then these would be superb. And they are very, very highly fragrant as well. These have been multi-sown. These are already garden ready. Because sweet peas, they will tolerate a light frost. So, you know, you can actually put these in your hanging baskets now. If it's really frosty again, you would need to give them a bit of protection, but they will tolerate a light frost. They've been multi-sown. I mean, we say 20 garden-ready plants, but in each of those big plugs, you've got 5 or 6 individual seeds.
4, 5, 6. I mean, it looks like there's about 7 or 8 in there, to be honest with you.
There's a lot going on,
there's a lot, yeah, for sure.
The only thing with sweet peas is you do need to deadhead them. That's pretty much on a daily basis if you can. Keep them well fed, and they will flower all summer long and spread or trail beautifully, and that scent is exquisite.
Love it. Love the sweet pea scent.
Oh,
it's beautiful. Yes. And then finally on our favourites table, we've got the Meconopsis Himalayan Blue Poppy, something Shaun has grown before and something I'm going to be growing for the first time this year. I absolutely adore the colour combination. This icy blue that's really quite vivid and beautiful with that orange centre is stunning. There's just a few things you need to do to get these going. Ericaceous compost.
Yes, so I made the mistake of just, I didn't have any ericaceous compost. I thought,
it'd be all right.
It'd be all right.
It'd be right.
Well, do you know what I actually thought in my head? I'm thinking, well, when I replant it, I can use ericaceous compost, so I can give it an ericaceous feed. It's cut long story short, they weren't very successful the first time. Second time, I got it completely right. So, acid soil or ericaceous compost, if you haven't got naturally acid soil. Shade. They don't like sun. So, bit of morning sun, bit of afternoon sun, maximum, that is it. Don't let them dry out. That's a big one.
Yeah.
And my other little thing would be to protect them from the slugs. Mine got a little bit of a nibble from slugs, so use a bit of straw, something like that.
Great big jumbo plugs for you. 3 of these in the miniature greenhouses. This is how they get transported to you. Keeps them nice and secure, and then you could be growing these. You might get a flower in the first year. You might not, but you might. And then next year, whoo, you get it right, you'll be amazed.
My mum did get a flower in her first year, and it was beautiful. It really, really was. If you live in the north, if you live in a cold climate, I mean, these do really well in Scotland. Ideal. If you do live in the south, just make sure you find kind of the coolest part of your garden. That is very, very important. So that colder area that is maybe north facing, something like that, is where these would absolutely love, and they will thrive there. 480-678 for the Meconopsis. Massively busy for that, and we only have the Himalayan Blue Poppy. We only have that for a fairly small window here at YouGarden. I mean, we've not seen that since last year. So do take advantage, but lots and lots of orders going through for that today. Don't forget, now we're in springtime. Our phone lines are open as well, so you can either give us a call 0844 502 0050, or the easiest way I think is on, of course, our website. But make sure you use that offer code, and that will unlock all of the promotions. So we've got some lovely planters for you now.
Yeah, I just brought the laurel planters in. I was just having a little look at them with the standards. They could happily live in here, certainly for a little while. But yeah,
they look nice in those.
This is it is a pair, isn't it? Yeah, you get a pair of these laurel planters. So, for example, if you were going for the Ceanothus, double up that we've got there. That pair of laurel planters would look really, really nice, absolutely. But this could be for some of those favourites that we had there. The antirrhinums, for example, or the gazanias would work perfectly for these. You could you grow your Mecanopsis in here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think Mecanopsis would work quite nicely in here as well. So there's lots and lots of things that you could plant in here. I really like the design. I really like the black colour. You've got those lovely swirls going around there, that brushed, distressed look, the silver colour that you've got on there. Obviously, there's the lip around the edge, which has been reinforced. You can see the reinforcement there. And you've got the drainage holes in the bottom there, as well as the raised channels. It's made of plastic, okay, but it's not bad plastic. It's not single-use plastic. No. It has been designed to last for years. They're UV stable, they're frost resistant, so they are designed to last for many years. And I think the main
thing is, for me also, is that they are lightweight.
Yeah.
So, you know, as you get older, sometimes lugging about ceramic heavy pots is hard. So easy to move around, easy to use, and they're going to last you years, if not decades. And I will say, if you are buying any of the standards, I would repot them fairly quickly, because when they're in a small pot, they can blow over because they're a bit top heavy.
Yeah.
And they look more balanced in a decent sized pot, don't they? I
agree, absolutely.
Yeah. But they're lovely and they're amazing value. You know, when you think you're getting a pair of those, club members, £12.73. So I'm just smiling because Stu said, right, let's
start with a Merlot.
Let's start with a Merlot. So Merlot's my favourite red wine, that's all. Yes. But even on holiday, I would not have a Merlot at this time. Even me, definitely not.
No, I would. You're on holiday.
Oh, no, I couldn't not. No. But we have got one of our favourite plants from really the last couple of years, and this one is known as Miner's Merlot.
I'm just getting my
I was going to say, because you planted this
I did a video on it the other day specifically. Okay, so yeah, I mean, there's a whole story to go through with this one, but I do want to show you my video, which I just filmed the other day, because this is what my euphorbia looks like right now, and it goes through sort of colour transformations. Euphorbia, I do find throughout the year. Oh, is it not working, Stu? He's going to reboot. I'll show you in a little while. He's going to have to reboot. The video's not working. But it is an absolute workhorse, this plant. You've got the dark burgundy, Merlot-coloured foliage, but I find that goes through a bit of a colour transformation throughout the seasons. It's still a lovely, deep, dark foliage that gives contrast to other plants in your garden, but it also gives an amazing contrast to the flowers.
Yeah, and when it does flower, normally about May time, and you get those stunning yellow flowers, they are incredible. Now, I've got different euphorbias in my garden, and there's lots of different varieties, but the Miner's Merlot is just outstanding. It's striking, and there's yours in flower. The yellow against the burgundy.
I mean, it's amazing. It's this lovely yellowy colour. It's almost a lime green colour that you get on there as well. I found that it is a brilliant one for inviting ladybirds into your garden as well. Honestly, there were so many ladybirds around that plant that I just thoroughly enjoyed it.
And it's another one that can tolerate semi-shade. You know, mine are in quite a shady area, and they do brilliant there. And actually, what I've discovered with euphorbia as well, they actually can do quite well in exposed areas.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they're really simple, really easy to grow, and they don't require anything from you. They don't require any pruning or anything.
If you do prune, I normally prune after they've flowered. And what I would also say, if you are doing any pruning with them, just protect yourself a bit from the sap. When you actually, if you do, and you won't need to prune this for a long, long time, but when you do, they release a white sap, and you've just got to be a little bit mindful of that on the skin. Right,
that is the same plant. I've just taken you back to September 2023. Okay, so
it looks a complete different colour.
It looks like but this is what I was talking about, how it changes colour. So that's September 2023. Same again, and this is it March 2024. Same plant.
Wow.
And that's when it's just starting to form its buds and its flowers coming through. There's the little ladybirds. Look, honestly, there were so many ladybirds. Then we're on to March 2024. I think this is the one that Stu always shows. Look how dark that foliage is. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, I mean, it's so unusual, isn't it?
I love it.
Yeah,
I think it's so beautiful.
And the yellow against that burgundy is very, very striking.
In fact,
I love euphorbias. I really do.
And there's
love
a few
them.
different varieties of them, isn't there? You know, so you can actually, plant them in groups together.
Yeah, sadly, I've got some of the boring ones in mine. Actually, no, they're not boring, but I have got a few, say, euphorbias that are not quite as striking as the Miner's Merlot. It's a beautiful, and we often say this, but planting in threes. The reason why we quite often will give you 3 of the same variety. If you want a more natural looking garden, then a lot of garden designers use odd numbers, 3s and 5s. If you want a contemporary modern garden, then a lot of people use even numbers. But having 3 just really works. It kind of represents nature, which is
definitely, yeah.
But yeah, I love that one, and a brilliant price at $17.97. Not one you often see the Miner's Merlot either.
No. Now I'm thinking about it, I might replace the lavender with the euphorbia.
Oh, that'd be nice.
It'd be so easy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
There you go.
There you
Sold.
go. Now, if you want to order, don't forget, you can either give us a call, 0844 502 0050, or, of course, order on our website, which is the easiest way. Then we've got something really traditional for you now.
I love it.
We've got, I know this is a cowslip.
Yeah, the Primula Veris. I mean, Primulas are awesome, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
They're just, I love the foliage that you get on there. Then that lovely rosette, it's like a rosette foliage, and then those beautiful flowers. You see the clusters just appearing on those. They're a cottage garden classic, these ones. Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. They like a sunny spot, but they totally can cope in a part shade spot as well. Completely winter hardy. They're sort of heralding the start of spring type plant. Those tall little stems that come up and then give you those clusters of flowers. Happens in sort of normally traditionally April time, but March, April, depending on the weather. Perfect plant for borders, pots, even planted through lawns, these can work quite nicely. Wildflower gardens, these work really nicely. Grassland meadows is their natural habitat. They're super low maintenance and known for attracting pollinators into the garden.
And I just want to show you, again, really good root systems on those.
Nice
and there's
strong.
Lots of, some of these are in flower, but can you see there's lots of new buds coming. There's some down there, there's another stem just appearing there. And when these get established, you can very easily dig up the clump and divide it and have free plants basically. So they are clump forming, and what I would do is sort of like, late autumn or early springtime, and when they get too big, you can actually say divide them and get some free plants. But love those, really love those. Remind me of my childhood. Now, we have got, we've got different bare root roses here at YouGarden. But I think the best value one that we do is the Glamour Collection. Because these are 5, is that price right, Stu? Oh my word, seriously.
Is that price right?
That is ridiculous. 5 bare root roses for $15.29 for club members.
We've never done it that price before.
It's £3 a rose. And these are award-winning roses named varieties. 3 of these have won World's Favourite Rose.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Award-winning, as you say, favourite roses. We've got Award of Garden Merits in there as well. Like Arthur Bell, I know that's got the RHS Award of Garden Merit. You've got a mixture of hybrid teas and floribundas in there as well.
Mixture of fragrances as well. So the Peace Rose in the middle there. Mm-hmm. Right, I'll just test my memory here, Bex.
Go on,
I think that was World's Favourite Rose 1976.
Correct.
Then you've got Queen Elizabeth,
yes.
that lovely pink World's Favourite Rose 1979.
Yes, well done.
And then you've got Pascali, the white one, World's Favourite Rose 1991.
Hey! Yay! Well done.
That wasn't bad, was it? And then
Very
you said the middle
good.
one, Arthur Bell,
Bell.
AGM.
AGM.
And then the other one is Queen Elizabeth, isn't it?
Queen Elizabeth Red.
Yeah.
Scarlet, yeah, which is just a classic beauty, a lovely floribunda rose.
The only thing I'd question about why we've called it the Glamour Collection, I mean, great, but I'd have just called it, you know, award-winning collection. We better talk through how you plant this. We will be honest, when they arrive, and I've grown many of our bare root roses, when they arrive,
they don't look like much.
They don't look like because they're really tightly packed.
Yeah.
And the reason that, do you know, the hardest thing is, undoing these, you need a really good pair of scissors, but that's how they arrive, really tightly packed. The reason we do that, yes, it saves on the carbon footprint, but also it keeps the moisture in. But that's what they look like, and you look and think, oh, 5 roses, doesn't look like 5 roses. But the moment you unwrap them, you really start to see the value. Bex has just brought one in from outside, and that shows you what one rose looks like. So they're multi-stemmed, they're ready to plant straight away.
And the growth you're going to see on these that happens so quickly,
Yeah,
particularly this time of year as well. You'll start seeing all those amazing shoots come out, and you will get roses in the first year.
Yeah, absolutely.
They get better in the later years, but you will get roses first year, which is just brilliant. And they're easy. I say it all the time. I avoided roses for such a long time just because I grew up with this impression that roses were tricky and hard and difficult. And I think that used to be the case, but it's not now, is it?
No, they've been bred to be disease-resistant, repeat flowering, easy. And, you know, those 5 varieties, roses can live 10, 20 years or more. So that little investment, £3 a named rose today, is incredible. And please, look, we sell potted roses, £15, £20 or whatever, but just give it a good drink. So leave these in a bucket of water overnight. Use our premium professional compost. Plant them in, if you're going to put them in pots, you want a good sized pot with these, a really good sized pot. Or plant them in your beds and borders, sunny position. And as Beck said, you'll get roses this year, but next year, and for years to come, you are going to get hundreds, thousands of lovely roses, different scents with those as well, and a mixture of floribundas and hybrid teas. That is amazing, seriously. I mean, if you're gardening on a budget, £3 a named rose is incredible.
Really good. Right, we've got hydrangeas for you next. The hydrangea paniculata. This is the Diamond Rouge. I love, love, love the colour of these. These come out this beautiful, deep, sort of pinky colour, and then as the blooms age, they sort of fade through blush pinks and into more of a creamy white colour as well. So that colour transition,
amazing.
It's really beautiful, isn't it? It's long and late flowering, so you get flowers on your hydrangea sort of anywhere from sort of end of June into July, August, September, into maybe October. They'll have started to fade, and then I just think that hydrangea flowers, once they've faded, look really interesting on a plant over the winter period.
I do. And a lot of people, you know, gardeners, they believe it's better for the plant. It gives the new buds a little protection in springtime.
It gives, you know, little bugs and things a little place to live over winter and stuff as well. You get nice, strong, sturdy stems on here. Can't guarantee that they aren't going to need some kind of help and just, you know, support, but they do tend to be bred with these nice, sturdy stems here.
And the great thing is with paniculatas, you can cut them right back if you need to.
Yeah, trimming's easy, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't have to worry. If it gets too big one year, you can be quite harsh, cut it right back, and you'll still get great blooms that year.
And now is the time you'd be pruning your hydrangea, obviously, because this one is flowering on new growth that comes through. So yes, now is the perfect time to be pruning your hydrangea, paniculatas, that is.
I was pruning mine yesterday, as it happened, while I've been attacked by my holly bush. Right, and then we have also got for you our Verbena bonariensis.
Oh, I was pruning this back the other day because I left it on all winter.
I did.
And I was giving it a little trim back just to tidy it up the other day.
And honestly, it is one of our joint favourites, the Verbena bonariensis. It's stunning. And I'm just going to share with you what an area of my garden looks like. I planted 6 of these up a few years ago, and I must admit, they're one of my favourite plants in my garden. Well, this edge of my patio looks a little bit severe and harsh, I think you'll agree. But if I take you around this side, I actually planted last year Verbena bonariensis, and I just love this because you still get the view, but it softens the whole border. And I just adore these like pom-poms of purple. And it's a massive one for the pollinators as well. You get so many bees just dancing around here. But Verbena bonariensis, it's often known as a transparent plant. And what it does it really highlights other plants in your beds and borders without dominating. You can always see through it. You've got these lovely kind of, I always call them like plants that look like they've done Pilates, because you've got these long, lean kind of stems and side stems, and there's these little purple pom-poms on the edge of every one. So they never block, they never dominate, they never overtake, but they complement all the other plants in the garden. Now, these are in full flower right now. Last year, I let them go to seed. I want to show you what's happened. So if you come and take a look down here, I mentioned that I let these go to seed last year. They look really attractive in the winter, but look, there are now hundreds of mini Verbena bonariensis. Look, loads and loads of these. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to dig these up and I'm going to plant them all the way around the garden. So imagine what I've got here. I can have the other side of the patio, and then I really want, that border's a bit dull over there, so I'm just going to plant dozens of Verbena bonariensis, and I think it's going to look great. And all these plants were free just from the seeds from these. God, I love the Verbena bonariensis, and what I can honestly say is it just brings a whole area together as well, so it never takes over. We call it, as you saw there, the transparent plant. You can always see through it, but it can really make the most incredible difference to any garden. What I've done, because mine actually produced babies, as you saw there, I've just been busy planting some of those over the other side of the garden. So yeah, they quite often very, very successfully self-seed as well. I would buy more than 3. I bought 6 of mine, and that really, really worked. And that colour that you see in there, there's no kind of special effect on this. That is the colour of the Verbena bonariensis. Pollinators love it, as I was saying there. They are the most magnificent plants, an absolute favourite. And we have got 3 really nice established ones there for £14.97. Hey, you know those roses? Best price we've ever seen on those, ridiculous price. They are going really quickly. Now you get 5 named varieties. 2 Queen Elizabeth. This is Queen Elizabeth, won world's favourite rose in 1979. Piscali, world's favourite rose in 1991. Incredible. But you also get Arthur Bell. It's got the Award of Garden Merit from the RHS. It's another say, highly acclaimed rose. Then we've got the other Queen Elizabeth Scarlet here, an absolute stunner in this, what I call a true scarlet red. And then your final rose in the collection is the Peace Rose, given the award of World's Favourite Rose in 1976, and originally named to commemorate the end of the Second World War as well. So they're amazing roses, and they arrive as 5 berries. Now you need to order them today. Don't think, oh, I might get them next month, because now is the time to actually plant berry roses. We normally stop sort of like the end of March, but also to get that price, the club discount price is $15.29. It works out £3 a rose. That is ridiculous. I don't know how we can do that. I really don't. But we are getting really busy for those. 530-011. Now, roses love a sunny spot, but they do like a good organic soil. They, you know, although roses will tolerate different soil types, they really thrive in a good, rich organic soil. So if you mix a bit of our farmyard manure in there, the roses would absolutely love it. And we have got that in a 50-litre bag with postage included at just $17.99 or $15.29, which is your club discount price today. Amanda, we've just heard, has just bought the rose collection. What, today? Oh, the other day. Thank you, Amanda. Well, all of the roses are lovely, but yeah, I've just heard this is probably going to be one of your favourites, the Queen Elizabeth Pink. Beautiful, beautiful rose, named after our beautiful late Queen, of course, as well. But that is an amazing collection. So I don't know why we called it Glamour, because to me it's award-winning roses.
It is, absolutely.
Yes, I would change the name. Apparently, it's been named after you, Beck.
Of course, yeah.
Of course.
I mean, I've always been known as being glamorous.
You are glamorous sometimes.
Never. Very rarely.
I see you glamorous.
Not these days. Can't be bothered.
I remember you wearing that leather outfit once.
Nonsense.
Have you still got that? No, don't get the wrong idea. It's not like, you know.
I was walking around a shop with our lovely friend Martha the other day, and the whole boho thing is coming back in. And I was like, do you remember 20 years ago when I first started working at Ideal World? I was all about the like big floaty boho skirt.
It's all back.
It seems to be creeping its way back in again.
God. Do you know what I'm really pleased about for us guys? Big lapels are back.
Are they?
Yeah, skinny fit's finally gone, which is great for me.
Thank God for that.
I hate a skinny fit on me.
Stu's all right with skinny fit.
Yeah, skinny fit, it just doesn't work for men of my age, not normally. No. What we love about gardening in the potting shed is that we can be ourselves.
Exactly.
You know?
And comfortable.
Right, now we have got our Trachycarpus Fortunae hardy fan palm coming up next. And you know, a lot of us love the idea of growing palms in our garden and having that sort of Mediterranean feel, but so many of them are just not that hardy in the UK.
Yeah,
but
true.
This is a belter, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. Now, this can easily survive past -10. Okay, so once it gets established, it can definitely deal with -10. And once it gets established, it can potentially go even lower than that as well. Of course, it's evergreen, and this is why we love palms in our gardens, because you've got that tropical holiday feel, but you can even be looking outside during, you know, the depths of winter, and you've got this beauty to look at outside your windows. Now, it grows maybe about anywhere between 5-10 centimetres every single year. So, you know, it can get a bit of a move on. It starts off a bit slow and then it gets a little bit quicker after that. You can grow it in your borders quite happily, and if you do, it will get nice and tall. Particularly if you live in the sort of milder areas, you can get several metres out of these basically. But you can contain the size that these will grow to by containing the pot that you put them in. All you've really got to do is put it somewhere, you know, reasonably sunny, but it can cope with a part shade position. As these fade, and once they sort of start to go beyond horizontal, that's when you'll trim them off, and you'll see where the others here have been trimmed off. That creates that trunk base at the bottom for you.
Bex, I've just sent you a couple of pictures. Is that all right?
Yeah, no problem.
Only because we've got these in the 2 containers in the pump, not the pump garden, the pub garden, and they've been there about 10 years. Yeah, 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, there must have been. Yeah, that's when we opened the pub 10 years ago.
Oh.
And they've survived every winter.
So 10 years.
Yeah.
I remember seeing these when we came.
Yeah.
10 years in those pots. Am I mirroring? Probably not. That's
and
why
I mean, and they
I'm
have
not
survived. You know, we've had some really harsh winters in those 10 years.
Yeah.
They've had very little attention. I've just done, as you were saying, taken off the bottom leaves. But yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I think they're the totally wrong thing for a country pub, but that's what I put.
No, I think they work really nicely.
I like them now. They're staying there.
I do, and I quite like those sort of longer plant rather than just a round or square planter, because you get that sort of triangle shape when you plant. Adam was talking to us about this. You get that lovely shape because you've got the central bit and then you've got the bits that come down the sides.
But you know, they
great.
have survived in the last 10 years. We had some really bad temperatures. You know, one year it definitely got to about -12, -13. But they still survive the winter.
Yeah.
And the only thing I have to do every now and again is just take off the bottom damaged leaves. But they're brilliant. They really are. 2124. Remember, and then also really popular today, this is brand new, it's from Sicily, it's a type of callistemon known as red rocket. We just can't keep our eyes off this one, can we?
No, I love it. I think it's beautiful. I like the way the leaves grow as well. They're not just straight leaves. It feels like they've got movement to them. It does look like flames just sort of, you know, shooting out the top of this plant. It's got a lovely texture to it as well. It's got this lovely sort of downy, furry bit to the leaves as well, which makes you want to touch them. And it's just a stunning, stunning plant. Just knocking the pictures over.
There it is. Now, it doesn't grow too big, about 1.50 m by 1.50 m.
Yeah, it doesn't get massive.
But we'll need a little bit of protection. We say when it's established about -5, but you know, make sure you just keep it in a nice, sunny, sheltered corner. 68321.
Yeah, pots, borders, wherever you want to plant it, you'll be absolutely fine. Just as Shaun said, -5 is where that will go to. We're bringing you back over to the favourites table. We've only got about 25 minutes left, so.
Right, just quickly, has this been the most popular item?
It's one of. I don't think it is. He's gonna double check for us. Are you gonna get three of them? No, it's not. It's second place.
Oh, come on.
Well, we've still got 25 minutes.
I'll take a silver medal.
You've got 3 jumbo plug plants here. Now, they come to you in our miniature greenhouses. I really like these because it keeps them nice and secure in transit, so they arrive to you in the best condition. It's fully recyclable as well, by the way. But this is definitely my give it a go. This is something I'm doing different for this year. I think they're beautiful. I think the colour combination is stunning. And we will be honest, they're not the easiest to get going. But all we have to do is follow a few simple rules.
So remember, ericaceous compost, shade, morning sun, evening sun, but no afternoon sun. Don't let them dry out. And I would say protect the new growth from the slugs. And actually, who was it that gave us the tip about watering?
Grimmy.
Was it Grimmy? Rainwater, yes. So, don't use tap water, try and use rainwater. That will keep the acidity correct and give them that acid environment. But if you follow those rules, you will have the most beautiful blue poppy, and they are incredible, and they do like the cold. It's a Himalayan blue poppy. It likes the cold. So if you're somebody that maybe you live in the north of England, maybe you're one of our viewers that lives in Scotland, these do really well in those colder climates. You can grow them in the south, but you need to find that cooler area in your garden, that north-facing little corner, something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Goodbye to people who are disappearing. Neil's got a cut and run. Only weekend kids are all free to treat mum early for Mother's Day. He's going to catch up later.
All right, Neil, thank you, bless you.
Elaine's having a bit of a problem with the phone line, Stu. Have you seen that? Couldn't get through, but try again, Elaine.
Was he just really busy?
I think it went into a queue and then cut off. It is quite a busy day. It's a bit of a sunny Sunday, so lots of people are looking. But do just try again there, Elaine. Let us know if there's any issues. And Simon's had to disappear as well. He's doing some work in his sister's garden. But he says, I'll see you all Thursday, the day before his birthday. So we need to remember on Thursday is Simon's birthday on Friday.
Yes.
All right, let's move on.
What a lovely month to have a birthday.
I know, perfect month.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to move my birthday. I'm just going to pretend it's a different month.
Let's both move ours. I'm December the 20th and you're January the...
That's what we should just do. January 26th.
26th.
We should just move it and say it's June. The end.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, although I'd be happy with March as well. Right, sweet peas next.
Yes.
These arrive as fully grown, when I say fully grown, garden-ready plugs. And that's what they look like. Look at the roots on those. And they're multi-sown. So you get 20 of those. And actually, because these will tolerate a light frost, you can actually plant these in your baskets now.
Yeah, you totally can, honestly. These are the trailing plants, though. So these are for your pots and your hanging baskets, OK? So these aren't the climbing variety. Put them in your pots, put them in your hanging baskets. Enjoy that scent all summer long. The only thing you need to do, really, is keep them well fed and watered. Sorry. But what am I talking about? You need to keep deadheading. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
keep deadheading.
Well fed, I'll take that as well.
True, well fed and watering. Yeah.
But Bex is right. You need to deadhead. Do not let any seed pods form because then they'll think they've done the job and just stop flowering.
Yeah, they slow down.
It's amazing how they will just stop if you don't deadhead. Right, antirrhinums are next, and this is the Twinny mix.
Yeah, the Snapdragons.
I think I'm going to go for these.
Yeah, I think they're really cute. Again, another one that's going to flower for you all summer long. They are the Pro Plugs, so they are just smaller plug plants. Just pot those on, grow them on a little bit. That's 40 that you can see there. Grow them on a little bit and then plant those out and you will have delightful fragrance all summer long and a plant that bees really enjoy. They're very weather resistant, which is a great reason why Snapdragons are one of our favourites in our gardens.
And this is a smaller compact variety, so about 30 centimetres max.
Yeah,
so
about that.
A little, great for your smaller gardens and containers as well. £4.90, £1.97, £11 and 4 pence. What's the favourite on the show, Stu?
This one.
Oh,
it
well
was the most
done.
popular on Thursday as well, but it's the first week we brought them and it's always a popular one. Everyone's getting their hanging baskets ready and sorted, ready for the season, and this is definitely a hanging basket one. I mean, it will tumble, it will trail, it can reach 4 feet in length. We are talking a metre 20 in length here they can get to.
And I know we've said this several times, but you might just have joined our live show. These are not any petunias, these are Sophinia. That means different breeding. These do trail a lot further. They do repeat flower. The flowers are more resilient to water. You can go to the supermarket in spring and summer, buy petunias, And you probably get them a little bit cheaper, potentially. But if you buy the ones that are not bred well, they are pretty much useless, particularly in wet weather. A lot of them really do give up. Yeah. And it's really annoying.
And you'll get a little trail. You won't get the trail that these get.
So, you know, when you ever go to an outdoor shopping centre, or you see a town centre and they've got the most amazing hanging baskets full of petunias, they are very likely to be Sophinias. And that is a difference. These are true massive performers giving you the best displays. That's what they can look like.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You could have that at the front of your house or the back of your house. Love
I've
it.
got mine in my greenhouse growing.
Have you?
Yeah. I've got my 18 plugs growing. So
yeah, I struggle because my hanging baskets are at the front of the house. It's northeast facing, so petunias are they need a bit more sun than that.
They do. Now we have got our gazania mix coming up next. Now these are a different size plug. So these are what we call our pro plugs.
Yeah.
It's the most affordable plug we do. They need a little bit of growing on, but actually the hardest job's been done because all these seeds have been germinated, they've all been sorted, they're already well established, but they just need growing on. And actually, 60 of these, and we'll just give you the details, it works out about 30p each, doesn't it?
Now each one of these is going to grow to about sort of 25 by 25 centimetres, so multiply that by 60 and you are talking about a big area of plants covered. I said it earlier, I love the idea of a nice sunny border and a line of these just going all the way down the front of that border, and they will flower for you. They'll start sending up shoots in May time, June, July, August, September, October, November as well. These can be flowering depending on where you live and depending on the season, but honestly the colour mix and the length of flowering makes these an absolute worthwhile investment. Right,
a quick update. You know that ridiculous rose collection?
Yes.
The 5 named varieties.
The Glamour.
The Glamour.
Of course it has. Look at that price.
So, Queen Elizabeth, this one. Rose of the Year, 1979. Pascali, Rose of the Year. Oh, well, not Rose of the Year, so world's favourite rose, I should say. 1991. Award-winning roses. Arthur Bell, the Award of Garden Merit from the RHS. I mean, these are big, famous named varieties that you're getting if you're a club member for £3 each. Queen Elizabeth, the Scarlet Rose there, absolutely stunning. And all of these, you've got a variety of fragrances. All of these are repeat flowering. This is the Peace Rose. And this one has been named to commemorate the end of the Second World War. But again, that was world's favourite rose in 1976. So that is an incredible collection. And you're buying them as a bare root, give them a good soak overnight, get them potted in beds and borders and pots, and they'll give you roses for years, if not decades. They are great, those, aren't they?
Really good.
Wow.
Yeah, really good.
Right, just quickly, we have got our huge giant fuchsias next.
Yeah, beautiful jumbo American fuchsias here. These are just the flowers you're going to get from these are absolutely massive. Okay, you're going to get 12 of the plug plants. They're all labelled so that you know which ones are which. You will get 4 different varieties, and you could be growing the biggest fuchsias you've ever seen in your life. They can be. That's Shaun's hand. Those are the flowers that he grew in his garden last year. And we'd like to say that it's because Shaun is an amazing gardener, which he is. However, with this one really is about having the best breeding and the best plants, isn't it?
I mean, they're just amazing, aren't they?
They are beautiful.
They really are.
I love them.
I mean, also, some of those are in sort of like part shade, so these do not necessarily need full sun either.
Yeah.
You get 4 different varieties. The deep purple you're looking at right now, Bella Rosella. That's one of my. They're all lovely.
They're gorgeous. Really I'm definitely going to grow them this year. It's been a few years since I've had these in my garden,
so
I'm going to do it.
Front basket spec.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Seriously, they are just outstanding, and they do steal the show because of the size.
Yeah.
You know, they're just massive compared to regular fuchsias.
Bigger sometimes is better.
It is, and you do need to feed those. So feed them and deadhead them. Take off the little seed pods, then they'll flower all summer long. Then we've got our Busy Lizzies.
Yeah, we do love a busy lizzie, don't we? So this is all about being able to have your summer bedding, but not have to worry too much about where you're putting them. Yes, a bright sunny spot's going to be absolutely beautiful for your busy lizzies, but actually these can cope in a shady spot as well. Plus, these were a breeding breakthrough when these first came out. A few years ago, you know, busy lizzies unfortunately suffered with downy mildew, and it kind of, you know, ruined it, didn't it?
Yeah, it finished them off overnight.
These have been specifically bred to be resistant to that. So we're talking about new, we're talking about improved, and we're talking about one of the #1 bedding plants grown in the UK.
And I can honestly say I have planted these in fairly deep shade, and they have still done really, really well. Now, they do arrive as pro plugs, so you just need to grow them on a bit. They are, I'm going to just say it, they are one of the most sensitive summer bedding plants to frost. So they're probably the first to go over when you get the first little frost. So just make sure they do get full protection from frost. They don't tolerate frost really at all, these. But they flower all summer long, sun or shade. And you don't need to deadhead them. They sort of look after themselves.
Yeah, dead simple. Right, you might be wanting to plant your strawberries out. This has been really popular over the last couple of weeks on, well, everywhere that we sell things, basically. Because everyone's thinking about their summer gardens, everybody's thinking about their strawberries. And this variety, Sweet Summer it's called, but it's an ever-bearing variety, which means that you don't have a particular cropping season for these. Sometimes you'll get an early cropper, a mid cropper, a late cropper. This is one that will crop all summer long, basically. That's why I grow this particular variety in my garden. And each one of these, you can get up to 1 kilo of fruit once these get going. You get fruit in your first year, but really with strawberry rennet, it's years sort of 2 and 3 where you get the most.
Right, here's a quick question. Bex?
Yes.
Bex and Stu, approximately what percentage of fruit is imported in the UK?
Oh my word, I bet it's something crazy like, no, it's going to be bigger than that. It's going to be like 92%.
Well, Stu said 80, and I think he's spot on.
Do you reckon?
I mean, I only got that information.
I mean,
from
that's
the
still
internet.
a crazy amount, isn't it?
And you think about the carbon footprint. Grow your own and have strawberries for 3 months a year. It just makes sense. They're the ones that I'm growing this year. Do you know what? My runners were only planted a week ago, and they arrive looking like shriveled old things. I know that feeling. But when even within a week, I know we've had good sunshine, they burst back to life.
No, it's amazing how quick it happens. Water, feed, sunshine, those 3 things are very important. Keep on top of that and you'll be eating strawberries later.
But each runner can produce up to 1 kilo of strawberries. You do the maths there. The value is incredible. So get those in the basket. Now, Stu has just said in our little ear, this is what her kids call her when she's an Iden.
The
Fire Queen.
I did lose my temper earlier the other day, and he sort of was like, "What's the matter with you?" I was like, "You're the matter with me." Bless him. Right, geranium Fire Queen. Yeah, we've got pro plugs here, so it's 60 of them. That's quite a few of them. Look at those. That is 60, isn't it?
Yeah. 5,
10, 15, 20, 40, 60. I think we've got an extra pack there. Anyway, oh no, I have got food. Anyway, look, you're going to get a pack of 60 of those pro plugs ready to grow on. Just put them, on a windowsill. And this is what I did with mine last year. And then I planted them individually into each of these little pots here. The zonal leaves that you get. Look at the foliage, first of all. Beautiful markings on that foliage. And then those clusters of bright red flowers poking out the top there. Wowee.
And it's all about getting the right plants for your garden, and geraniums are the most drought-tolerant bedding plant to get. So if you're somebody that goes away a lot, if you find it quite difficult to water, then these are absolutely brilliant in terms of being drought-tolerant. And, you can easily go away for a 2-week holiday to come back and your geraniums will be absolutely fine. They just love full sun. The sunnier, the better.
Yeah.
Do you know, in my day, we used to have geraniums as houseplants. There's no reason at the end of the summer why you couldn't bring some of those inside and enjoy them as a houseplant. My mum's got quite a few on her conservatory window, and they look great. They really do. Then we've got Sahara. Next are begonias.
Begonia Sahara, yeah, and this is definitely a lot of it is about just flowers. This is about foliage and flowers for me. You get the different colours with the foliage, so you get these sort of darker tones and burgundy tones and green tones in there. But then you get these very beautiful, and lots of them, beautiful little flowers on here in shades of white and pink and red with those just the sweetest little yellow dots in the centre there that really stand out.
And I was saying earlier, I think, although the individual flowers are not like absolutely exotic and beautiful. Because they produce them en masse with that great foliage, the overall display is brilliant. These are often used in commercial displays. You'll see them on roundabouts, on mass planting schemes. Very easy to look after, incredibly easy to look after, and I'm going to say fairly drought tolerant when established in the summer as well. But again, the Ravis Pro plugs, just a little bit of grain on, and you've got a massive display on those. 232. Right, it has gone absolutely crazy for the roses. And honestly, we didn't actually realise just how good the price was, did we?
The price of that is just crazy. It should be, I mean, it should be $24.99. We might do a deal on it at sort of $19.99, but this is now, as a club member, £15.29, and there is no postage to pay. Everything that we bring you in the potting shed is free of postage as long as you're using our offer code YGTV1024.
So just go to live now, go to our show, click on, there's the roses. And remember, these are all named varieties. Look at the reviews as well. 94 reviews. So there you go, $24.99. Forget that. YGTV 1025. Apply that code. The postage goes, and suddenly we're down to $17.99. And for club members, you get them for just over £15. Don't forget. But remember, you've got the Peace Rose, you've got Artabelle, you've got Queen Elizabeth and Queen Elizabeth Scarlet, and you've got Piscali. 3 of those have won World's Favourite Rose. Artabelle Award of Garden Merit. These are named award-winning varieties, and you could easily pay that price just for one of those. But honestly, it has gone absolutely crazy for those. So if you do want them, get them in your basket and check out right now. But you are going to need to give them their best life. So I would plant them in our premium professional compost.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, roses can grow, they can grow in quite poor soils, but I tell you what, you'll get even better results if you grow them in something like our premium professional compost. This is packed with goodness. It's got reduced peat in here, so 3 different types. You've got dark, you've got light, you've got the renewable sphagnum moss peat in here, but just enough to give them, you know, that beautiful feed that they need from that. But it's not just that, it's the texture of it that makes it absolutely amazing, and that's made up by the composted wood fibre that's in here.
Sorry, I'm just it really,
it's lovely, isn't it?
It is. And you know what, at this time of year we sell,
oh, that smell is divine,
thousands and thousands of litres of this. And don't think, oh, I won't get it today, because the trouble is, you'll be out, the weather will be nice, and your next day off, and you'll go, oh, I want to get out in the garden. You get on a roll, you run out of compost, and it is an absolute nightmare. It's a compost we use on the nursery. It's a commercial compost. It's got everything you need to give your seeds, plants, perennials, trees the best life possible. The only thing it's not suitable for are acid-loving plants. So the only thing we've had on the show today that would not like this compost is the Himalayan blue poppy. Everything else would absolutely adore it.
It would indeed. Feed in there, composted wood fibre, wetting agent, reduced peat. I mean, it's the perfect combination.
And it doesn't have coir in there. And just quickly, coir can be good, but I think coir can dry out really quickly. And actually, natural coir is very, very low in nutrition. This isn't. It's full of nutrition. Right, we're just hearing. Oh, we know what's nipped in the lead. Glamour Roses.
Oh, apparently Mechanopsis is not second place anymore. Something else has joined in. It's now in 3rd place. So it's Aphinia petunias are the most popular, then something else, and then Mechanopsis. It's got to be the Antirrhinums, surely. Yeah, of course it is. Snapdragons.
Where's that? Where's the Glamour Rose? That was for top 5 now.
Well, we've only just shown it, so I think everyone's just placing the orders for that. I reckon it'll catch up, though. It's very good.
And a lot of you do obviously stream later. You know, don't forget, all of our shows are uploaded on our website and, of course, on YouTube as well.
Yeah. So we'll give you a quick reminder in the last couple of minutes. We've got the Antirrhinums, the Twinny mix that comes to you as 40 Pro plugs. So that is 40 Pro plugs right there. We've done the hard work. We've started them off. We've got them growing. Now all you need to do is grow these on. So what I do is I give them a little squeeze at the base here, then I can gently and carefully pull that one out, and then you can see, look how rooty that is. the roots are already sort of circling around the base there. You're ready to plant that on, and then you can plant those out later on. And you're going to enjoy months of flowers from your snapdragons. You must have grown loads of these over the years,
I
Shaun.
have, and they are easy to grow. I love the fact that they're a bit more compact, and I do find sometimes they do come back the next year as well, you know, after they'll self-seed. But I love that particular variety, and they are Pro Plugs 490 197. Now, still in the lead, you are choosing very, very wisely today.
Goodbye, Elaine. She's off for dinner with her son. I hope you have a lovely time. I hope he's treating you.
Yes, you deserve it, Elaine. But have a lovely time with your son, won't you? And thank you for watching as ever. Right, this is the #1 bestseller today. It is the Saffinia collection. Remember, this is all about the breeding. Don't just look at these and think, oh yes, petunias. These are Saffinia. They are a particular breed of petunia. We are celebrating 30 years of that breeding. So first of all, they trail so much more. A metre, maybe even more. The flowers are more resistant to bad weather, so even if it's rainy, they don't go to mush. And they flower all summer long as you keep deadheading. But they are a lot more resilient as a petunia. They are a lot more robust, and they give you far bigger and better displays. 6 different colours. They're all labelled, by the way, so when you get them on the greenhouse, if you look carefully, there'll be a label with all 6 varieties listed, and then there's a letter that corresponds to that as well. So if you want to do certain displays, colour themes, then you can do that, or you can mix them all together.
Absolutely. Love the Saffinia petunias. I think that might be going in my basket today as well. We have had another email that's come in from Amanda, so I'd love to show her pictures. Now, she's got a few things going on here. That is her honeyberry. So the honeyberry is growing really nicely. That's a decent size. So I reckon that's going to get some fruits, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yours is a bit...
That's going to be lovely.
Mine's just beginning to come back into leaf, actually, so that's well ahead.
I didn't check mine the other day. I'll have to have a look. So, oh, look, crocuses and lovely little daffodils coming up there. Those are the
Is that a
Torino
Rip
pots,
Van
aren't they?
Winkle?
That could be a Rip Van Winkle.
Yes.
There's a few different varieties, actually, so maybe she got the miniature mixed pack.
But that really
that's
exotic
looking beautiful. Oh, my word. That's... is that... That looks like Gora, but it's not. It's on a tree. What is that? It looks like Gora flowers, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's not,
Or maybe it's
is
the
it?
apple. Oh. No, appletini is a slightly darker colour. Right, Amanda, you need to help us. What is that?
Yeah.
That is beautiful,
It's stunning, isn't it?
Love, love, love those flowers. White forsythia.
Yes, we've had that recently.
Looking beautiful. Lovely flowers on the bare stems.
Isn't the white nice?
I love the white.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's the yellow forsythia as well.
Beautiful. That'll be out within a week or so, I'd have thought.
Looking really good. Thank you, Amanda. Just let us know, will you, what that is?
Yes.
Because I'm really intrigued. It does look like Gora flowers, but that's not a Gora plant, is it?
No, it's... We don't know.
Let us know, Amanda, if you're still watching, please. We need to know.
Right, we are nearly out of time. Now, we're actually... oh, by the way, you've got to go for those roses. They're absolutely flying now. You get, remember, 5 named varieties for just $15.29.
I think it was me.
Oh, we just,
I'm so sorry.
So you get Queen
my son's
Elizabeth.
been trying to get
you get Pascali. Remember, these are
No, it's
given
not
the
me.
awards of World's Favourite Roses. So Pascali, 1991, World's Favourite Rose. This is Arthur Bell. It's been given the Award of Garden Merit. You know, you'd pay that price for an Arthur Bell potted rose. You could easily pay that price and more. This is the other Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth Scarlet, another absolute stunner in there. And all we say is our bare root season is quite short. So at the end of March, we tend to not sell bare roots. If you buy them now, give them a good soak when they arrive, get them planted up. You've got 5 award-winning named varieties.
Go for those.
Amazing value. Works out for club members £3 a rose, which is just, I don't even know how we can do that.
And the other one that you need to get your hands on is definitely the Mecanopsis, please, the Himalayan blue poppy. I want you to give it a go this year. I've grown other poppies, never grown this one, so this is the one I'm going to be, adding as my challenge for the year. So I hope you'll get them as well. 3 jumbo plugs, £11.04. And look at that. It's definitely worth it, isn't it?
Yeah, and that is 480678. Now, we are actually live on TikTok this afternoon as well. If you download TikTok, you'll find us. Just type in YouGarden, you'll find us. And we're live from about 1:30 till 3:30.
Yes.
Slightly different deals and options, but we will be back TikTok live. And then we're going live again with YGTV next Thursday, aren't we?
Yes, we are
Yes.
indeed. Yes, we are. It's been really nice to have your company. Thank you so much for all your questions, your comments, your orders, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Yeah. We've loved today. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. And have a great time in the garden. Might see you later on TikTok.